brand new banger.
Like, yo, man, this is bullshit. And blah, blah, blah. He's like, hey, man, maybe it's meant for a reason.
Always thought of it like that, bro. You really fucked up.
Mm-hmm. I can't get rid of this thing.
Life was easy. Fuck out my face.
Yeah, what it was. I expect you to do the bare minimum. Because then what's the point?
True. To do that, I went and got one from the aisle, you dumb fuck.
And shut the fuck up and lay low.
You're female, like you could work your charms in certain situations that I wouldn't be able to. You know how much free shit you gotten? Shit. One said word to mama, shit. Oh, got him. We understand it's gonna bother you. Some of us went through it. Some of us are gonna go through it. Well, we wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to go that deep with you. You don't really know what you want to share with my heart.
No, look cock. Send hook, send cock.
I do not agree with these guys. Word.
Get the fuck out of here and do something important.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want you here, asshole.
Get the fuck out of here. Don't you come back.
I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm bar, get the farm ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Hit him in the chest, in the belly, in the clown car. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's Friday night and we feel all right. And Ray's in the building. What's going on, Ray?
We back in the building. What's going on, everyone? This is another edition of the Tone Show with Ray. We good, man. It's Friday night.
Word.
We feel all right.
And the party's here on the east side. And we got some other shit and we throw it up. What up, normal guy? The first one in the chat, like always.
Yo, what's going on, normal guy? How you feeling, my guy? What's going on? What's going on? We in the building. We watching. I got SmackDown on in the background because I want to see what they're gonna do with the bloodline.
Me too.
I'm hoping we were semi right with what happened, but we shall see. We shall see what they do.
I'm gonna be fully right.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We gonna see. If y'all didn't, go check out our predictions last night on Wrestling with Knuckleheads. It's in the catalog on the YouTube channel. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All that good shit, man.
It's also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the other podcast channels.
Apparently, Google Podcasts is dying, so we can't say Google Podcasts no more.
Sorry, we still.
I get an email every day that warning: Google Podcasts will no longer be available after a certain date, and they're like, "Oh, you'll still be available on such and such." It's like, all right,
you'll still be there.
Yeah,
even if it's not there, we there. We on VHS, we on MTV, we on VH1, all S's, all them shits. Anywhere that you hear shit, we there. You can hear us. Kathy Kelly was looking good on SmackDown. Shit, normal guy, and you didn't tell nobody? That's fucked up. I was watching some barbecue shit, fucking barbecue showdown on Netflix. I was watching that shit. Make me want to barbecue, Ray. Make me want to barbecue.
I said, man, we gotta get a grill. We gotta get some charcoal. We gotta get some meats, paws, and have ourselves a little barbecue.
Word. I mean, I got a grill. It's it's a barrel grill, so it does like some smoker shit too. But it shit, man. I'm about to just get me some hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, steak, beignet. Put all that shit in the grill just for me and 3 people.
There you go.
White boy on Canada, stop complaining. Talk about soccer.
Yo, but that's what they do, man. A lot of sports fans, they gonna complain, especially right now. Yo, I was pissed last night because we lost off penalties. We lost off fucking penalties against Argentina. That was some bullshit. After we finally got a goal, it was 1-1, and then we lost off fucking penalties.
That's usually what it is. If the team can't beat you, the fucking refs will.
Bro, you know what the stupidest shit was? That our goalie decided, oh, the first time he got tricked, it was all right. They repeat it twice more. I was like, come on, my guy. If they're kicking to the right, why the fuck are you going to the left? Come on.
Bro,
It is what it is.
that's why they say soccer's a religion. Because unlike baseball, we would have killed that motherfucker. Nah, yo, soccer really be rioting though. You ever see those videos? My brother was telling me that when he was stationed in Italy, he went to go see was it Madrid with Samo? What team has Samo in it? And he went to
Madrid, Real Madrid.
yeah, they went to a soccer game. They pepper spray you before and after you get in that motherfucker, so that way you don't riot and shit. It's like shit, man.
Nah, they go nuts, man. They go fucking nuts.
Word.
I told you last night how it felt like, yo, someone was about to get stabbed in that game
Word.
because they were going at it. But that's that competitive nature. It's that hunger, man. It's that hunger.
Yeah.
But here we go. We got Kevin Owens. They're giving this good babyface promo, getting ready for the 6-man tag that they definitely gonna lose tomorrow.
Shit. Kevin Owens over here talking about his mom is sick or some shit.
Ah, shit.
But a couple years ago for the championship league final, they did that. Yo, bro, I remember seeing like a craziest home videos or something like that. The crowd made the stadium fucking collapse. That's how wild the crowd was that they were fucking around so much that the second row of the stadium collapsed. And they used to like the refs made a bad call and they rushed the field and they had to put the refs like there was an underground like bunker or travel some shit. They had to put the refs in there shit to keep them safe because the crowd was gonna fucking kill them.
Yo, I still love on this graphic that it has Jacob Fatu there, but then Tongaloa just in case.
Yeah,
Like, just in case. Like, so we don't say we're false advertising.
word. The only thing I don't like is that it has the Prime on it.
Yeah. Prime, the major sponsor for WWE now, apparently.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yo, the amount of Prime I saw the other day when I was at Target, I was like, damn, they come in so many flavors.
Wheatley, the vodka I drink neatly. that bullshit ass. Yo, I don't know about you, man, but I see that commercial. I'm like, this is racist. This got to be racist. I don't know what about it's racist, but everything about this racist.
Yeah. So I don't know why, but this feels racist.
Yeah. There ain't no color people in this commercial. Chad Gable talk about the why six didn't do nothing. Yeah, because that's wrong. And besides, Chad Gable about to win the Money in the Bank.
I don't know about that, man. That would be weird.
Nah, they need it. They need to have Chad Gable win the Money in the Bank. Yo, they're really gonna talk about the tag team titles.
Yep.
These champions haven't defended their title since they won it.
They're defending it tonight instead of defending it on the pay-per-view for some reason. Because why defend it tomorrow, right? Why defend it on the pay-per-view? Let's
Yeah,
defend it the night before on SmackDown.
word. Because no one wants to see a tag team match ever. You know, we're gonna tell you how important it is by not showing you how important it is.
Facts. And then they go again. Fireworks outside.
Shit, they got leftovers.
Bro, that's been the whole week. It's just gonna be a whole week shit of fucking fireworks.
Yo, imagine being down south when that shit is legal.
Facts.
We went into the fireworks store, boy. They got some shit in there. They got some shit in there. Like, how does this shit work? This shit just look like a fucking bomb.
Yo.
The El Clabooey.
At that point, it's not fireworks anymore. At this point, you're just trying to create some
Shit.
You're trying to create devastation at that point.
Pretty much. Shit, but what we gotta talk about, Ray?
What do we discuss today? Because we have a lot we could touch on. A lot of just the normal back to the script, because these videos we've been sending each other, a lot of it just feels like wait, no, there was one you sent me that I was like, oh, let's talk about that dude that apparently his girl can't go on a girls trip.
Was that
Remember
on
that video? I can't remember where you sent it to me. I hope it's on TikTok, because if it's on Instagram, it's gonna be under a bunch of messages.
Shit.
I hope it's on TikTok. But I remember you sent me that, and I was like, wait, so this guy just cheats every time he leaves his girl, apparently.
It was probably on TikTok.
Let me check. 1 second.
I mean, it was probably on Instagram, wasn't it?
Oh, was it on TikTok? All right, let me check.
Yeah. Because that was recent.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta talk about that. Who's the queen in this scenario? When you put a price on the car, the window attracts you more. Cries.
I just resent it to you so it could be lower, but it's on Instagram.
All right.
Yeah.
Here, I wanna talk about this one first, real quick.
Fuck
Because this one to me just seemed like she was talking shit. Wait, that wasn't it. But this
Agree with me if I'd slept with over 50 men.
did we do this one already?
I'm a high value woman, right? You said it yourself.
How can you be high value if 50 men have slept with you?
What if I've just been single for a long time?
Oh, unacceptable.
Why is it unacceptable?
A body count is probably the #1 most easiest way to judge the value of a female. I actually think that No. I'm going to say this.
Yeah, we didn't
I
talk
think
about this.
99% of the world's problems would be solved if females walked through life with their body count on their forehead. Because it would prevent all of the disintegration of morals. It would prevent so many things about the world.
But you know what? There's like
And women would be like, to be with me as a man I don't want to put another number on my forehead. You have to be a good man. They wouldn't stop fucking these idiots and stop being idiots, and all the idiocy would disappear. All the degeneracy would disappear. Families would return. Virgins meeting their first man, staying with him her whole life and being proud of it. Couldn't we go back to such a beautiful age? All we have to do is start putting numbers on girls' foreheads. We could fix everything.
That attitude is disgusting. It's not about women's body count. That would not like minimize any problems. Men like you are the problem, Andrew.
I understand your point. However, you're wrong. She thinks I'm arrogant. I'm being arrogant on purpose. I must admit, annoying her is kind of fun.
So we're
Men like him are the problem. Because you can't do what you want. You can't eat your cake and have it too, because that's the actual phrase, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that. But yo, if you think about it, like legitimately, if women put their body count on their forehead, I made the comment when I sent it to you saying when you put the price of a car on the window, it attracts you more because you go, oh, this car's only $12,000. That's relatively cheap. You know what I'm saying? You got a girl that has 300, 400 bodies. Oh, she's relatively easy. You know what I'm saying? We judge by our appearance. They judge by their appearance, but the difference between our judgment and their judgment is that we can go, damn, this girl is tall. I still fuck her. And they turn around and go, damn, this nigga's short. He's just a friend. I still take advantage of him. You know what I'm saying? But let's hear your opinion on this.
Well, I was gonna say because we had our conversation about the friend zone. I mean, not the friend zone. Well, we had that too, but the conversation about body count and all that.
Yeah.
And like I said, to me, it as long as you're clean and all that, we've had that thought process. It shouldn't be a fucking make it or break it, you know? But the way he said it and the way he was putting the value and all that, it's like I could see what immediately pissed her off about him. But again, he also says a lot of things that it's like, this is why Andrew Tate is not the most liked motherfucker, you know? But I think that's also what intrigues him. He likes to be controversial. He likes to be that guy that it's like is creating this deter in you. It's like, oh, I want to fucking anger you. I want to push the buttons because it gets people talking. It's the reason he's talked about so much. It's the reason why he has so much damn money. Like he knows how to analyze and play the mental chess game, you know?
Yeah, but see, this is the crazy shit is that we hold on, I'm posting on We Live.
Yeah, all good.
But here's the thing. And this is what people don't understand. If that was just an audio and they scrambled the voice and it wasn't Andrew Tate noticeably saying it, then how would people feel?
I think less people would disagree. Like a lot of people would be like, oh, you know what? That guy's got a point, not knowing it's Andrew Tate. I still, like I said, to me, I feel the way I do just because, again, if we're using that, it's like, come on. None of us are fucking innocent. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you, but the crazy shit is that he does have a point. Because if 2 + 2 = 4,
Mm-hmm.
but Donald Trump said 2 + 2 = 4, no one is gonna believe it, no matter how true it is. But it's true. Like this guy, at the end of the day, a man is going to want to have sex with a woman that wants to sleep with every, like, you know, that that's promiscuous,
Yes.
but also that does lead to some kind of judgment to your state of mind. Like, wait a minute, if she gonna sleep with everybody, this woman can't be faithful. She can't be a good, like the show of
Yeah,
judgment that she
it
has based
creates
off of the
a
dudes. Yeah, like based off of the dudes that she's been with and all that other stuff. It does show something, and as a man, our defense mechanism when it comes to being with somebody in the future, that's something we subconsciously think about.
it creates
That's,
that judgment of character instantly because
yeah,
it's like
that's why most people, when they go, yeah, damn, she gave me the pussy too easy. What's wrong with her? You know what I'm saying? Like, we want it that easy, but when you get it that easy, like, wait a minute, there's a red flag here.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. It's like you're disgusted that he's telling you how a man thinks, or how men think, whether we were raised like that or not. You know what I'm saying? Because Ray, if you got into a car, it's used,
Yeah.
but you go buy a car and they say there's one owner, 30,000 miles on it. You look at it, it's like, oh, this pretty much taken care of. Then you go to another car and like, this car was a rental. This had a lot of owners on it, about 50,000 miles on it. What's the first thing that you're going to think of? They beat this car up
Yeah.
because this was a rental. No one gives a shit about the rental. But the one guy that took care of that car before you got it is like, okay, I could, this is more comfortable. And I'm not saying that these dudes are abusing these women, but it's more likely when they're going through guys, there's something beat up about the girl.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Again, the way he says it though, it creates such a negative connotation that it's like it's hard to want to break down. You see how you were able to say it in a way that it's like we're able to paraphrase and we're able to get into a conversation here.
Yeah.
With him, it just creates an argument. The way he says it and the way he tries to get into it. But again, that's what I'm saying. That's his MO though. That's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to create civil conversation. He doesn't want to have just a just conversation. He wants to be able to get into you that it's like you're gonna fucking send him to hell and be like, yo, you a fucking dick.
Well, because the thing is, he's saying it because it's a definite. Like, this is 100%. You can't change men's mind. This is how it is, and he's not accepting a retort.
Yeah.
And I'm explaining what he's saying to simplify what he's saying is that this is what we think. So no matter what you say to retort this, it's not going to affect what we think. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like when a judge tells you you're guilty and when the lawyer explains to you your charges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it don't change the fact that you're guilty, but at least now you understand why. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, hey, you still fucked, but
Yeah.
I'm explaining why you fucked and what went wrong here. Like, this is your situation, my guy.
And Venezuela's 4'11".
Nah, little man, bro. They look like bro. Venezuelans are a lot of them are short.
Oh yeah.
But also, I'm not the biggest. I don't want to say this publicly, but I'm not the fondest of Venezuela because of how they treated Ecuador. Just a lot of their people that went on excursions because of how bad the country was at the time became very savage and like, yeah, they were. Yeah.
Hey.
Shit, even here, there's a lot of Venezuelans that come over to the U.S. and bro, they're just doing. And I get wanting to seek refuge, but there's a way to do it civilly. Especially if you're trying to seek shelter instead of fucking doing the things that they're doing, you know?
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yo, this is my take. I completely forgot that we did a separate show and I didn't edit it yet, but I'm gonna get to that. This is the video we
Men don't
reference
care
on
about
this.
women's money. We don't care about women's
This is him
competence.
talking
We don't
about
care
that-
about
that-
women's
that-
height.
the
We don't
virgin
care
girl?
about all the things that you care about in a man. Attraction isn't symmetrical, it's asymmetrical. So you became the man that you want. So all these other guys that you're meeting, they don't qualify for you. But the only guy that did meet your standards, guess what? You didn't qualify for him.
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
You just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8".
I didn't judge his character.
But okay, but you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for.
Give me a second. No, he's just...
I was never speaking down on you. I was speaking to the queen in you. All human beings, we got the fool in us or the king or the queen in us. Like the man, he has a fool in him, but he also has a king in him. And that woman should always speak to the king in him. A woman has a fool in her, but she also has a queen in her. Me speaking to the fool in you would have been, you just as good as you are. Those guys are the problem. But I spoke to the queen in you. You could do much better than where you are now. But in this world, it's socially unacceptable for men to speak to the queen in a woman. If we speak in the truth to a woman, it's looked at, you're being negative. You're speaking down on me. You're shaming me. But this podcast, no fugazi, so we got to keep it real.
Okay, I want to hear how she called him short. But do you see how the minute she starts crying, I'm talking to the queen in you? Come on, bro. You was a certain dominance, then you got mad.
I love how he
I don't
said
wanna say
that,
he got
though.
mad,
Yeah.
but he definitely did that to insult.
Oh yeah, yeah. He
The
knew
tone.
what he was doing. He was trying to, and this is what he does every single time. The minute that some form of challenging or anything, I'm gonna break you down now. Because
Yeah.
again, he wants to fucking assert that dominance and just have that moment that it's like, bro, you're. I love how the podcast is called No Fugazi, but he's the fakest motherfucker I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's like the dude talking to the fool, and you would have been like, "You're too good for them," and blah blah blah. It's like, first off, we don't know this girl,
Yeah.
but how many people like people that they can't attract? That happens all the fucking time. Now, for
lot.
her to mention the dude that's short is because, and I'm gonna tell you this based off of my experience, because my mother never lied to me. She liked tall guys. The boyfriend that she had before my father was 6'5", Russian, blue eyes, blonde hair, all that. But he was a dick. Like he was the guy that everybody in the family wanted to fuck up. And then it was just one of those things that she broke up with him because my mom didn't really take much shit, and he did something. She broke up with him. She started going out with my father. My father's 5'2", 5'3". It's a complete difference.
Yeah, it's a whole shade.
But she tested my father, and my father showed her like, yo, at any moment I can hurt you. What's going on, Jay? Oh,
Yo.
shit. Is that James? My nigga James in the building. What's going on, James? That's the one that's telling you today's the fucking day in the chat.
Oh, it's James with a what? Oh, shit, what's up, my guy?
Shit, yeah. So like that was the story. You know, they were playing wrestling. She thought that she could overpower him. My pops took karate, kung fu. Like this is in the 60s. You know, 67. My pops took karate. He was a strong nigga.
Got you.
Women don't expect that from shorter men.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
They create that distinction instantly because it's one of those where it's like, again, it's that judgment before you know the actual state of anything.
Word. So that's the thing though. So they see tall men, they see muscular men, they see confident men, they see all this shit as safety, right? So they don't necessarily equate short guys with safety. But the minute someone shows her that you're safe with me, all that shit goes out the window.
Yep.
Now, she never been with a shorter guy, or she was never shown that a short guy could be safe.
Yeah.
And
that's where that's coming from for
Yeah.
that example. Yeah.
so now that's either her fault because she never gave nobody a chance because of their height, or the dudes that she did give a chance to didn't know how to fucking assert that dominance.
Yep.
And this is where men need to be men. That's why I was saying ain't no such thing as male toxic masculinity
Yeah.
unless they're hurting somebody, because you have to be a man at some points in your life. You can't be a kid. You can't be a joke. You have to sit there, and a man has to handle his business. And to show a woman that, it asserts confidence that you can protect her, no matter how tall you were. Napoleon took over. He almost took over the fucking world. And he was considered short for his time, even though I think he was actually like 5'9", 5'10". But for his height back in the days, he was short. Because they were high. Yeah, they were tall. No, yeah, they were taller back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy shit. And if you think about it, like, yo, history, Hercules, the real Hercules in Greece, 5'1". He was a short man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why guys get offended with the whole short shit, because it's like, you don't know what you're talking about, but you just live off of that irrationality that because I'm short, I can't protect you. And in this case, she's a virgin, and she wants guys that's, as show would say, out of her league, which, you know, guys don't want her for whatever reason. And I honestly think guys don't want her because she's a virgin. Not because she's big. She's not that big. But I think that's what it is. The guys that she wants someone easy. They're not ready to settle down. They're not trying to do right off. Because for a guy to instantly know right off the bat, I'm going to marry you, that takes one hell of a fucking woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you come with those terms, we're not going to have sex unless you marry me. Now I got to think, am I going to marry you? No. So do I want to take this and try to fuck you out of wedlock, you know, because I got game like that? Or am I just going to be like, yo, this ain't for me? That's what I think the wall is for her.
Gotcha.
And for this guy to talk to the queen in her and just say, because you fucking fat, that's why the nigga don't want you, that's ignorant. Because guys like women that come in all shapes and sizes. That's why niggas cheat on Halle Berry. Niggas cheat on J-Lo. That's why women and human beings come in all shapes and sizes.
Yep.
If we only liked one particular size of person, it will only be one size of female. We've seen it with the BBLs. We've seen it with the lip injections. We've seen it with all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And for him to be offended by the fact that she said she don't like short people. Listen, nigga. Okay. Now it's your job to change her mind. If you really want it, you could change her mind.
Yeah. Also, she's allowed to have preference, you know, like she doesn't have to necessarily like what like. Unfortunately, she doesn't have to like what you're offering.
Word.
That is the thing. Like, you don't have to be like, come on.
What up, Tyson?
Yo, what's going on, Tyson?
You know, because it's like going to a restaurant. Like, I don't really like Thai food, but this Thai food's good. Like, all right, you try and like, oh, this shit is good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that. Opening up your mind to shit. You know, and if you're gonna be closed-minded, that's on you. And that's where he should get her. That's where you need to open up somebody's mind. Not because you look a certain way or because you talk a certain way or whatever. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of motherfuckers out there that would tear that shit down.
Yep.
Shit, you send her ass my way, I'll take her down. Link down below. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. That's what it is. Then people don't see that shit. They don't talk the truth. They talk what sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah, Ray, I'll let you give your opinion on that one.
No, but it's you know what it is. Again, it's one of those where it's back to the script thing that it's like once you have to create this. If I can't get my point across, I gotta fucking take you down. And it's like it's one of those where it's like we have to create just this stigma. Hey Ray, what you doing? You wasting off. Hey man, show was wasted on film. He was about to give us a 6th tip. Pause. There's only 5 tips of the day, so he wasted our film. I tell him he wasted our film, then I give you my tips of the day. So There you go. You got my tips of the day this week. You got shows tips of the day, and then you had toes tips of the day on Friday.
Word.
So if you didn't check that out today, go check that out right now. It's live on Facebooks, on the Instagrams, on the X or Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, and then on the YouTube channel, which you can like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit.
Facts.
Go do that right now.
Before we fuck him up.
Facts. Oh shit. But yeah. So it's that clip. I remember we spoke, bro. Again, like I said, this guy to me,
Yeah.
it's funny. His podcast is called No Fugazi, all that shit. But it's like, bro, his opinions on things and just the way he treats people is like, yo, you the fakest motherfucker I've heard. And just every time I'm like, yo, there's no benefit of the doubt with this guy. He's just fucking annoying with how he speaks.
And then I really hate that king and queen shit. Like, bro, you ain't a king in someone's eyes unless you married. Because if we're gonna play this game, right?
Yeah.
Of name calling, we have to have some rules to this shit. And if you want to be alpha, you have to be able to kill everybody in the fucking room. And you have to set that dominance and let people call you alpha. You got like Roman Reigns, you the tribal chief, people gotta acknowledge you the tribal chief. But as the alpha, be prepared for the young buck to come challenge you for this spot. There ain't no alphas in this world because you ain't getting nobody dropping a knee to your ass. And if I gotta kill you to assert dominance, there will be no laws. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have money and you have fancy shit don't make you alpha. It just makes you rich. Now this king and queen shit, kings and queens run a kingdom. And if you don't have a family, there's no kingdom there. That's why the father and the mother of the king and queens are their family.
Yeah.
If you single, what the fuck you ain't no king. Because what they do with the prince, before you could be king, you need to marry the girl so we can combine our kingdoms together to make our kingdom stronger. You need to have a wife with you.
Yeah.
The presidents. There ain't been one single president in the world. They want somebody to have a wife with them because it seems like they're more responsible with a wife.
Yeah.
That's her. Even in Coming to America, she's your queen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's that foundation of like, if you have the family look, that's what they want. But I get the idea of saying kings and queens, all that, and I get having the empowerment, all that good shit. But it's the degree of not using that to then put that high horse mentality. You know, it's like, no, you can call yourself a king, call yourself a queen, whatever. That works. That's you should treat yourself like that. Yeah, whatever. But it's the degree of also knowing that just because you view yourself like that doesn't mean that is the standard everyone is going to put you at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, bro, the kings sacrifice their poor to feed their wealthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a king is the same shit as a president and the same shit as a slave owner. The president is gonna make these corporations happy. He's gonna make the certain class happy, and the lower class and the poor and all that other shit gonna have to fend for themselves. Now, we gonna get into this conversation real quick. Now, the reason I say this is because back in the day, in the ghettos, police wasn't coming down here.
Yep.
They weren't protecting and serving the ghettos. So we had to make gangs. That's where the Bloods and the Crips came from.
Yep.
And the gangs protected the city.
Yep.
They protected the town that we lived in because there was no governing rule with the police.
Yeah, you had to self-govern in a sense,
Yeah.
or self-protect basically
Yeah.
at that point.
And then magically, something happened where they turned around and said, we need money to do this, and drugs went into their hands, which I think is the government that gave them the drugs to make money to keep us down even more. But that's a different story,
Yeah, it's
right?
a different conversation for a
Right?
different day.
So now the gangs are killing each other and they're killing us in the process. They still don't give a shit about us, and they stopped anything that would protect us. There goes your king right there, your president, your fucking governor, anybody of higher power that's ruling shit.
Yeah.
Right? There goes your fucking king right there. You want to be that, Ray? Because a king ain't a word; it's a person. There were kings back in the day that had their fucking kingdoms.
But that's the thing.
starving.
It's and this is the generation we're in. Words lose value now. You know, now it's used so differently that it's like that's not what it meant, though. You know.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm saying. That it's like people use it now, almost like just saying, "Oh, I'm a king," but it's not saying that they rule anything.
Yeah,
it's just that's the standard they view themselves as. Like, "Oh, I'm a king."
No, I hear you, but kings get stabbed in the back. Kings get taken over. Talk to me like a man.
Yeah.
Because there ain't never been no change of definition of how a man operates. You could change how you feel sexually. You could sit here and go, you may not be a man in your mind, but how a man handles the situation ain't never changed.
Yeah.
That's the least you can do to show respect for somebody. Treat him like a man. Talk to him like a man. Handle things like a man.
Yeah.
This kings and queens shit, the queen just sits down and just listens. She's there to make the king look good. You want to be a queen? Fine. I'm going to talk to you like a woman. You're supposed to act like a woman. The way I treat you with respect is like a woman. You are not higher than me in any hierarchy. I'm a man, you a woman. In the simplest terms, that's how I see it. This king and queen shit, no. You ain't earned the right to be no fucking queen in my eyes. And if I'm a king to you already and we just fucking met, nigga, you blind. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. No, and again, that's what I said. Like it's putting that pedestal in a sense, putting that thought process behind it, but it unfortunately it creates. But what I was gonna say is, it creates that mentality of like feeling higher than they are and feeling a way that it's like, then you're ruining it too, because it's like that's not what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it's technically what it was supposed to be. But now you're making it back into that. It's like, so it's defeating the purpose. You know what I'm saying?
No, for real. And that's what I don't get. It's like this generation uses words and takes the meaning out of it.
Yeah.
And sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But you best fucking believe you're gonna treat me like the way I'm supposed to be treated.
Yeah.
To me, a man ain't a word, a man is a person. You gonna call me a king? That's just no. Fine with man. Or my name. Because you ain't treating me like no king. If I'm supposed to be a king, when the fuck are you gonna get on this knee and kiss the ring, brother? When are you gonna sit there and talk to my associate so I could find out whether or not I want to speak to you? Because kings, when they talk to other kings, they send messengers. And if you gonna talk to me, you obviously ain't no fucking king, so you're a messenger. What's the message to your ruler?
Yeah.
See, this is why I don't understand. I take shit literally. I understand the metaphor, but I take shit literally. That's why when we like, I'm an alpha man. No, you not. You ain't. Everybody in here is still alive. You ain't showing no dominance over nobody.
Yeah. I think that's the unfortunate scenario, that it's like a lot of people don't understand the literal meaning of things.
Yeah.
And they put these opinions on words and stuff, and it's like,
when Mike Tyson turned around and said he's a gladiator, he's a warrior, he's Alexander the Great, he's this, that was a fucking fact. Because he went into the ring and beat the shit out of people. So he was a modern day fucking Spartan. He was a modern day fucking warrior that fought in the Colosseum. He was a conqueror. He conquered everybody that fucking. That's a fact. That was his mindset. That's how he acted. I can't turn around and say I'm a fucking modern day barbarian. I ain't hunting fucking deer and cooking that shit and chopping motherfuckers' heads off and plumaging cities. There's a difference between who you think you are because it sounds cool and how you are. You feel me?
Yeah. And that's the thing that it's like people have to understand that just because, again, this is how you view yourself or this is what you think the word is. It's not, opinion is not theory. Opinion is not the truth. So when others don't view the way you do, and it's like, oh, but this is how I think. It's like, doesn't mean it's right.
Word.
Again, opinion. Everyone has an opinion, just like they have assholes.
Shit, yo,
Like,
go down to Texas, put a hat on. I guarantee you they'll be like, you still ain't no fucking cowboy. Just because you got the hat on, don't make you a fucking cowboy.
Oh man, especially if you do that wrong to the wrong person. Oh man, you are fuck, my guy.
Before or after they're biting both. Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just me because I
hear you.
I don't like this. I never been one to shit talk just as like if he was talking shit, like you know how I can accept Andrew Tate saying that shit because I can see it in his eyes. He's talking shit. Yeah. He's talking shit to exaggerate the point, to let people know like, yo, I'm exaggerating because you people don't understand to begin with. So I'm gonna go over the top with it. This guy's literally trying to be on some. I'm a teacher, and bro, you lecturing the wrong fucking.
Yeah, no, and there's people like that again they're saying this and saying it meaning it too. Like with Andrew Tate, a lot of the shit he says, he's another one of those that is just like, you're full of shit. We know you're full of shit. You know you're full of shit, but you're saying it at times just to rile people. But there's some people that say shit that it's like, no, you're saying this with conviction. You actually believe what the fuck you're saying. And you're saying some stupid shit. And that's what it's scary, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, holy shit, you not only are you saying the script, but this is now your vernacular. You know? Like this is a part of your everyday life here. And boy, oh boy, when you realize how the real world works, like, come on, my guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where we're at. This is where we're at.
No, and like Jordan Peterson, he legitimately speaks literal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not talking about no alpha males. He's not talking about no kings. He's talking about a real dangerous man. Is a man who has that beast in him, but he controls it. Because that it takes a lot to control that beast inside you. You know, and most of the time it's not really controlling it. It's just having it on the leash and being stronger than it when it goes to rile at somebody. It's like having a dog.
Yeah.
People are afraid of the pit bull, right? But they're on a leash. And as long as that owner can hold the dog back, there ain't really much you should be afraid of.
Yep.
But if there's an old woman holding that dog and that dog's frantic, that dog gonna pull her ass and get off that leash as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But when you have somebody that controls that wild dog that you're afraid of, it makes you think, it's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If Abuelita's holding that dog, you might want to run.
And but if the dog is listening to her, she a bad bitch. Because the dogs run in packs.
Yeah.
And if she's the alpha in that pack, she a bad bitch.
Yep. Give OG some respect. Give OG some respect.
Shit. But I think we got. I want to just hear this real quick. I don't know.
A lot of you ladies all you have left for relationships is fucking scraps. And you wonder why.
All right, hold on. We're not gonna talk about that. I
It's all
just
good.
How do you think that's
Sweetheart, I'm gonna tell you like this. My
yo,
cookies
this
is
part
worth
right
the wait.
here.
Well, first off, check that sweet.
First off, check that sweetheart shit. But yo, this part right here is the realest shit I ever heard.
No, your cookies ain't worth the wait because you ain't made nobody wait. You got 2 kids without a marriage.
Boom. Yo, that's the realest shit I ever heard somebody say something. Your cookies ain't worth shit because you ain't made nobody wait before. You said you got 2 kids without a marriage.
See, that's when it's hard, you know, when it's selective wait. Because it's like when you defend someone that's choosing to wait, it's like, yeah, of course, it's like it's their prerogative. This is what they want. But now it's like, wait, now you're waiting after already having kids and already basically doing it. That it's like it's still your choice. It's your prerogative, but it's like it's harder to defend like the rationality, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I understand where he's coming from.
No,
Because it's like
that's what I'm saying. It's hard, but
you got 2 kids
yeah.
from a man you didn't marry, but I have to marry you now to get that? Like, wait a minute. That's like you saying you was a free restaurant until I walked up in here.
Gotcha.
Now I gotta pay for the food. Wait, tell me, well, you know something? I'm gonna go somewhere else where this shit is normal. But it's true though. That's part of the numbers game.
Gotcha.
That's part of the whole if women wear their numbers on their forehead, because that's a judgment. Because believe it or not, Ray, when I was growing up in my era, tattoos wasn't as normal as it is now.
Oh no, it was bro. I remember growing up. I remember hearing how stuff like this is only gang members. People that are in jail, all that shit, the taboo shit.
But the thing also was when women got tattoos.
Okay.
A lot of men took that as they don't have good judgment.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If a woman is full of tattoos, they don't have good judgment. And they definitely don't have good judgment before they met me, because they covered their body in stupidity. So it depends on what the tattoo is now. If they have a tramp stamp, oh, nah, she's definitely stupid. She makes bad choices. If she has ugly tattoos, she got no style. Like, these are all things that men were judging these women on. These tattoos are stupid. They don't mean nothing. She just put it on her body to put it on her body. You make bad choices. And I'm not going to sit here and be with someone who makes bad choices, because I'm not going to teach you wrong from right and all that other shit. That was how men seen women, with tattoos. Now, this shit changed because having tattoos became more accepting. And also it became taboo. It became a fetish. Because men started getting them because women liked them.
Yeah.
And now, and it's, well, if men have them and they're stupid, then I guess it's okay for these women. But that's how it was for women with tattoos growing up. And when you see someone who has a kid, 2 kids, by a loser, and I'm going to tell you straight up from experience, you see someone that has kids and they complain about their baby daddy and he don't do shit for them and they don't want to take him to court because, all this other shit, and he's just sitting at home not doing nothing, and they're like another child and blah, 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 blah. It makes me think, well, you can't be a good mother to my child because you can't even pick a man. You just lay down for everybody. That could be your one and only person you had sex with. But because you gave a child to someone who's lazy and acts like another child and ain't got nothing going for him and all this other shit, and you stay with him,
Yeah.
you have bad judgment.
Yeah.
And now you just gonna open up your legs for anybody. And I gotta take care of somebody who has a bad like, I gotta take care of someone who made a lifelong mistake and can't even fix it themselves. Nah. You know what I'm saying? That's the way we see it.
Yeah.
That's where I saw it.
Well, no, yeah, that's what it.
Because what's gonna happen now? If I'm gonna be interested in you, if you look good enough for me to go, let's go out. Then what? You gonna want to have my kid? And then what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be responsible and take care of your man's kid, and then what? He's gonna grow some balls and say some shit to me. That's not gonna happen here. That's how I think.
Yeah.
Before I've even asked this bitch out, that's what I thought.
But again, and that's unfortunately what the majority is going to be like, and that's going to be the rationale because it's the judging a book before knowing. But unfortunately, this is the presentation. This is what you're seeing. This is first glance. Then when you get to know someone and you start to understand certain things. But that is where this comes into play. Like, oh, so now this is the thought process in a sense,
Yeah.
But
have you? I'll be honest. When you see a woman that has kids by a nigga who ain't shit, what do you think?
I dated a girl that had a kid by someone that they definitely weren't the best choice. And it's hard because at the same token it's like realistically, can you judge them for making that mistake because in the time they're going through the honeymoon phase, like we've all been there. We've talked about this on the podcast. Like sometimes because you want to fucking make shit work, you're blinded by it.
Yeah.
And you don't see the stupidity till it's too late, And that's the thing that it's like, can you crucify someone for making that mistake when probably we've been in those scenarios. We just were lucky enough to not get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to like fully defend it, but it's like at the same time, it's like it's understandable to a degree,
No, I get it, but what do you think though?
What do I think about the person?
Yeah, like like when you first see this nigga, what goes through your head if you was gonna try to get with? Like when you was like, son, let me have a commitment with this bitch. I know there was a thought in your head that's like worst case scenario. This nigga's gonna be in your life.
Yeah, that is. I think that's the only thing that once you're in there and you're understanding, the first thing is like,
we can't get rid of this nigga.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's like
he's not an ex. He's a there.
It's like I'm gonna have to deal with this motherfucker. And it's one of those where it's like that. Unfortunately, is what ruins it. I don't even think. Okay, that's where we should clarify. Is it the person? Is it that it affects you wanting to be with the person? Or is it wanting to deal with the past bullshit? Because I think that's where we get into this conversation now. Can you deal with someone that comes with a lot of baggage? Because I feel like they're both intertwined in a sense.
Well, this is me being full of bravado.
Yeah.
And from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And I don't like fucking around. And what I mean by that is I don't like this pussyfooting around situations. So I believe this is what the woman should take care of this shit. Like set boundaries for what's going on with their ex and all this. Because if you don't handle the situation, I'm going to handle the situation. And you may not like the way I handle the situation. Because like most women don't understand this. Like if I'm going out with a girl that has a kid and the father's gonna be in her life, I would want to talk to the father. Like, yo, listen, I'm going out with your baby mama and all that other shit. I want to let you know that I'm not trying to be you. I'm not trying to be a father to this kid, but I have the best intentions in being a role model. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm gonna be in this kid's life, I'm not here to fucking treat him like shit. I know that he comes with her. You know what I'm saying? But it's what, like, I'm not trying to replace you, his father, all that other shit. But I'm just letting you know, this is the situation. If you got a problem with me, now's the time.
Yeah.
Now's the time. Because if I was going out, if I had a kid and somebody's going out with my baby mama and I didn't know this nigga, who are you? And what you doing around my kid?
No.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that's that mostly she should be on some. Listen, I'm going out with this guy. This and the third lead. This like, you know, you don't talk shit about this nigga, especially the kid, because I've heard stories where the kid want to talk shit about the nigga that his mom's going out with now. And I had a conversation with somebody. I was like, yo, listen, if my mother had a boyfriend and I didn't like the boyfriend, I still wouldn't talk to him. I still wouldn't talk about him where this nigga's talking about you to her, because my mom would still be like, you gotta have some kind of fucking respect.
Yeah, especially it's the adult thing. Like, have respect for the adults. Have respect, especially when it's someone that could possibly now be a part of your life. You know,
Yeah.
and it's having that it's like no, because and that's you know what it comes down to also, that it's an unfortunate scenario of it also has to be the other parent or former spouse, whatever, has to have that respect of your ex is allowed to have a life, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're going to move on. So it's also the way you speak about them that it's going to reflect with the kid. Because if you're around the kid just saying, oh, she's with this bitch, this motherfucker, who the fuck he thinks he is?
Yeah.
It's fucking probably broke ass motherfucker, like that type of shit.
Yeah.
It's going to reflect because now the kid's going to be like, my daddy says this or this or this, or vice versa. Like, if the mom is like, oh, he probably with a hoe, or this type of shit, and the kid's it's gonna reflect. So it's having that respect as well. That again, you have to show that because you're still nurturing the child, you know.
Yeah.
And again, this is any stage of it too, because especially when they're older, now even more, because now they're gonna be like, you're not my parent.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have that instant snap, you know, that it's like, it's you gotta be able to have that respect, no matter what age, no matter what. Just because, again, especially if they're gonna be a part of your parents' life, they're gonna be a part of yours.
Word.
It doesn't mean necessarily, because it's also that you have to like them, but having that respect is important. Because some people just generally are not gonna like the new person in their parents' life, especially at the jump, because it's like, nah, you ain't my mom, you ain't my pops, like nah.
Yeah.
But it's having that respect at least to see where this is going, especially if they're trying to work, like make it work, you know? Especially if they're genuine and they're actually trying to take this to something that's like they want to be a part of the kid's life. Like, come on. But it's a hard scenario.
Yeah, but it's going back to the original shit. It's not the kid's fault, but it's still there's something about you that ain't right if you allow this from this nigga, but then expect more from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is where the problem is. You know, it's like, how do you demand shit from me when that nigga gets whatever the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a constant.
Ooh.
It's
That
a
brings
constant. That nigga got this shit for free, and you want me to do all this shit? Like, wait a minute.
yeah, that brings this up. Perfect that you said that. What do you think about this? Because you know how we usually say, because of exes and all that, now you start to see what you don't like, what you tolerate, all this, right? What is your thought process on, because of past and all that, then now it's almost like, yo, you can't fuck up once because it's the end of the world. Meanwhile, they've been with other exes, and it's like, wait a second, but you allowed this and this, like, I'm human. I'm naturally gonna still,
Yeah.
unfortunately, mess up at times. Like, come on here. You can't give me a little leverage, or not leverage, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
it
Leeway.
almost feels like it's locked out. So, what is your thought on that?
Well,
Because there are girls like that. Like I've been with
Yeah.
some that it's like
My,
they now know what they don't want, but then it's like that also means you can't do anything.
yeah, then my thought is, all right, I'm gonna teach you how to become better for the next man then. Because I'm not this nigga. And you already established the rules. Once I fuck up, I'm done.
Yeah.
So you didn't give a shit about me. You just can't be alone. So take this time to be alone and learn how to forgive yourself for putting yourself through all that trauma with this nigga. And then I'll go find somebody that's gonna allow me to be me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not this nigga. And I'm not gonna serve a sentence that you gave to this nigga and that you make everybody else start with.
Yeah.
So now you need to grow mentally and emotionally here. And you can't do that with me here. Because in my head, there's no stipulations here. That whole, you can't fuck up ones. Like, well, first off, time out. I'm not this nigga. And no matter how many times I'm telling you I'm not this nigga, you gonna punish me like this nigga. Well, then you better go find another nigga to be that nigga.
Facts.
Because I've been there. Where it's, you assuming I'm this nigga and I'm not this nigga. And I'll prove that I'm not this nigga because I'm leaving now. I'm not fitting to play this game. You want to punish me for shit I did? Fine. Not punish me for shit he did. Because I'm not holding anything that these women did to me against you.
Facts.
Niggas, that's a toxic relationship without them knowing they're toxic. They can't let go of their trauma. They can't let go of their past. So they hold you to that standard. Nah.
Which again, I commend wanting to have certain things like, oh, you don't want to take this. That's understandable. But creating almost this precedent of because of that you have to be like this. No, because again, it's different scenarios. This guy is not that last guy. You can't just be like, oh no, you can't do this. You can't do like no. It's human nature. Certain things are gonna be repetitious. Certain things are gonna just be a thing. But you also have to be understanding that this is a whole new scenario. You can't just have that judgment on every person now because of X, Y, and Z, you know?
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to quit my job because I work around women and just so happens your ex cheated on you with one of his coworkers.
Yeah.
That was him. That's not me. And if you have that issue, you have that trust issue, that's something you need to work on. And I can't be here for you to work on it. Because now I'm going to be your punching bag.
Yep.
I can't be your emotional punching bag because all I'm going to do is suffer the trauma and the next man is going to reap the rewards. Nah. Because people don't change for you, they change for the next person.
Yep.
Most of the time when they realize they need to change, the game's over. You know what I'm saying?
No, understood.
But yeah, that whole shit there is like, yo, I'm not him. I'm never gonna be him. And even if I do certain shit that remind you of him, still ain't him.
Yeah, it's still not. It doesn't allow you to be like that. You know.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a thing. But also, congratulations to DIY. They became SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Shit. Who the fuck told them to become tag team champion? Nah, I mean, it's about time. That title's been vacated for how long? Shit. There's another video. This is the one where we was talking about the queens in the scenario.
Why do you not talk to your girlfriends about your marriage?
Would a queen talk to a chambermaid about the king? How would the chambermaid understand what it is that the queen is going through or has to understand? Why am I going to go get advice from somebody who has a failed marriage, who doesn't understand what it's like to be with a man like that? Number two,
the marriage failed for a reason. That's like going, why would you go to a mechanic that has a broken down car? That's why he's a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? But why would a queen talk to, I mean, is this man an alien or is he a man?
Yeah.
Because being a king don't make you no different than being a man. It's just more people are catering to you.
Yeah.
But now number 2 is the contradiction.
If I go and tell my friend how horrible Grant was about something, which there's two sides of the story, and then I'm going to go make up with Grant, but now I've told them that Grant is domineering, Grant is controlling, he only thinks about himself. They're stuck with that. So now I've made up with my husband. I go hang out with my best friend, Susie Q. She's like, so how's Grant? Oh, is he doing the domineering thing again? Boom, I'm lit back up. Didn't even have a fight with him, but I'm lit back up. Either I'm trying to now talk to her and convince her that my husband isn't the piece of garbage that I made him out to be earlier. I'm trying to convince her of that, or I'm reignited about the upset and how he does not treat me with respect, and he does treat me like a son. And I'm always doing this for him, and he doesn't do that. And then boom, now I'm home with my husband, and guess what? He does one little thing where he's like, I'm going here to do this, And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, so it's my job to take care of the kids? Oh, you just get to do whatever you want because you just think about only yourself. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I've just now picked a fight that wasn't even there because I'm all re-stimulated from this conversation that I had with this girl.
Why?
That was her fault to begin with. Come on, Ray.
So
if you're gonna talk about somebody to somebody, you talk about all the shit. You
Yeah.
purposely fucking unloaded your shit on her. And if she's gonna sit there and still do that, feed you and all that other shit, that's your fault. You didn't give her nothing else to look at. Like we had this conversation private. It's like these guys talk, they complain about their women, and then most men will be like, damn, fuck this bitch. I don't like this bitch. She gonna do that to my nigga? But he's still with her and he still loves her. And then now it's a war between your boy and your girl because he only knows the horrible shit she did to you. He don't know the good shit she did to you.
Yep.
So this is one of those things where you gotta choose who you talk to like that, because people gotta realize that you're just venting.
Facts. No, and that's what it is, and that's the issue that you've self created that. You have now made this issue that, again, I get you want to vent, but at the same token, now know that if this does work out, the picture you painted for others is staying there because they saw what was happening in that scenario, and you guys might have worked it out, but now that opinion is going to stay there because that's what you painted for others. And shit, I think everyone's been in that scenario once or twice with one of their peoples that is like, yo, they're this and this and that and that. And it's like, damn, man, like, yo, fuck them. Because a week later, yo, we good. And it's like,
yeah, yo, here's the thing. This queen talking to a merchant doesn't know how to talk about her husband. Because every time you complain about somebody that you love, should be on some, I love this nigga, but boy, can he be a pain in my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you sit there and you say that, like, what you mean he's a pain in your ass? Yo, this motherfucker go out all the goddamn time and just expect me to fucking watch the kids. I don't never go out. Now the advice would be, you ever thought about asking him to watch the kids so you go out? Because now it's like, okay, we see that you love this man, you want to be with this man, but there's some issues. Maybe I can help you work out the issues. Maybe I can help you see that there's another way here. You turn around, this motherfucker never lets me go nowhere. Why you with him? You know what I'm saying? You paint the picture of this is an impossible situation. I'm stuck here. I can't get out of nothing. This is horrible. I wish I would never hear. Blah blah blah. I hate this man. Our brains instantly go to you. Well, you need to leave him.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? You see the difference between the way a queen talks and the way an adult should fucking talk?
Yep. It's knowing. It's knowing how to phrase. It's knowing how to actually
she-
do this. Because again, you can vent. There's nothing against venting. There's nothing against, especially with your close friends. That's like, yo,
She turned into a fucking therapist herself, diagnosing her husband, talking about he's domineering and this and that and that. Instead of evaluating the situation,
Yeah.
she's diagnosing the man. Come on, like that's like saying, yo, this bitch, she keeps threatening to take away my kids from me. That's something serious.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to react going, nah, don't worry about it. Nah, you trying to take my nigga's kids away from him? I know how much he loves his kids because he talks about his kids in a way that he loves them.
Yep.
I don't know how much he loves you because he just talks to you like you a bitch. See what I'm saying? Where like, fuck all that. Don't talk to your friends about your relationship. No. Learn how to fucking talk about your relationship to your friends so it's not a fucking battle between your friends and your fucking husband.
Yeah. Because that's what you want, again, especially when it's something that you want to be able to have that bond there. That again, it's understanding you, but also being able to be a actual um grounded opinion or
Yeah.
grounded advice instead of, well, you're only giving negative. So it's like, well, that's how we see it. Like, yo, that's a fucked up scenario. Let's get out of it. As your friend, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want you to stay there. And that's what I'm gonna think of. Now you guys are good. And it's like, yeah, but this is happening. This shouldn't be a thing, you know? But
Mhm.
this is again learning how to phrase things, learning how to have that conversation and being able to tell someone, hey, this is different, you know?
Because think about it, Ray. If I hit you like, yo, I'm talking to this girl and she's cool and all, but I don't really get like she don't reply back to me as much as I would want to. When I see her in person, it's different. Like we have not a conversation on that, but I don't know. It's like the vibe is weird. If I
Yeah.
turn around and be like, yo, I was talking to this girl, she never replies back to me. She never talks to me when we're texting. And every time I see her, she want to play this game like, oh, she don't know that she ain't texting me back.
Yeah.
Which one of those two scenarios would you turn around and say, well, let me see if we can make this better for you. This is the next step you should try to take. Or which one you gonna be like, yo, stop talking to bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this is the thing too, that I feel like because in the heat of the moment you just feel like it's right to be like, "Brrr, fuck this bitch, fuck this, but you're forgetting this is supposed to be someone you quote unquote love here, right? This
Yeah.
is that episode that again that we still have to work on and put out. That's why I asked Show, what is the most valuable thing in a relationship like that, especially marriage? It comes to love and it comes to respect. And that respect factor, like I said earlier, when it comes to how you talk in front of the kid, is also how you have to talk in front of your friend. Because again, in the heat of the moment, yes, this is an issue. This is something that is bothering you, is pestering you. Yes, but if you talk about your spouse or your partner or whatever in this manner, that is now going to reflect.
Yeah.
So let's say, quote unquote, let's say I'm dating this girl. I come to you, yo, Toe, bro, this fucking bitch, man. Like, yo, she just keeps she doesn't trust me anymore. No trust there. I come to you. Different scenario now. Yo, Toe, man, I don't know what like, yo, I love this girl, but man, this she can't let me breathe for a second. See how the phrasing is a little different there?
Yeah. Yeah.
That it's like again, it's the in the first one it makes like, yo, yeah, I don't have trust. That's it. Second one is just like
Yeah.
you could tell if she's on top of me in a sense, but
Yeah.
it's like you see the little
She's a
bit of a
little
difference.
overbearing. The other one,
Yeah,
it step away from it.
yeah. So it's little things like that. It makes a total difference because now it's like you start to have that okay, and it's you start to now know how to give advice or how to speak. But again,
Yeah.
it's not even just that moment. It's now the after that. It's like, oh fuck, bro. Like now, why would I want you to be with them? You know? And it sucks because that creates a turmoil between friends because it's like, yo, but that's my girl, man. Like, what you talking about? Like, bro, but you just said last week this and this. It's like, yeah, but we good now. But it's like, you sure? Especially 90% of the time when it's situations like that where it's like that bad, yo, this and this and this. Sometime later, same scenario happens again. You know?
Yeah. And this is some advice for people. You have to learn how to conversate with your friends.
Yeah.
And you gotta learn how they want to talk, because there are times where you have a conversation and you realize this nigga's just venting.
Yep.
So I'm gonna let him vent. He's not looking for advice. He's not looking for this. He's venting.
Yep.
There's other times like I had conversations with Krills of like, yo, Krills, let me know if I'm bugging. This is a scenario. This is how I feel. And because of this, this is what I'm giving up. And then Krills will be like, well, hold up, because in reality, this is what you want. Like this has always been what you want since I known you. So what's the issue here that? And then I go, well, this is the thing. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Have that actual conversation
Yeah.
instead of it just being almost uncomfortable or unjust in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I learned how to ask the question, well, what do you want?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when we heard that thing where it's like this, that, and the third, it's like, what should I do here? The question is, what do you want? Do you want this to happen? Or do you want that to happen?
Yeah.
Because I can give you advice on either one of them. I just need to know what you actually want.
Yeah.
And
no,
if
I
you
remember,
just,
I remember you told me that. That's
yeah.
like that's the better way to do it, because it's like, do you want to be with the person? All right, now I can have that conversation. But what do you? I had to have a conversation like that earlier with one of my boys, because and this wasn't relationship wise, but it was more of just him, the person. That was like, yo, so what do you actually want to do though? Because I'm giving you advice, and it feels like it's going in through one ear,
Yeah,
not the other. So it's like, what do you actually want? So that way I can know how to actually talk to you, how to go with that. Because it's like, I can tell you all of this that to me it's helpful information. But if that's not the scenario you're going to go with, I'm talking to a wall. And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to be, I guess the best way to say is blunt with a person.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to now know. So what is it that you want? So now I can know and move accordingly. Because if not, again, it's like this, that it's like when you're creating this scenario of you're painting this picture and it's like, oh, no, I don't want to be with this person.
Yeah.
Then next week you guys are fine. It's like,
It-
so what do you want? Do you want to be with the person? So now I know how to
Yeah.
react, or do you not want to be with the person?
And sometimes there's a conversation that's had,
Yeah.
and you have to realize like, yo, bro, I don't think you're seeing the bigger picture here.
Oops.
You know what I'm saying? So let's make the example. Somebody is with somebody that cooks dinner all the time. They cook a fabulous dinner, but they like pizza. They go out to get pizza. Now they start like you have, you know, they start complaining about how the pizza's taking longer to cook or this, and you know it's starting to feel like he has to put the same effort into getting the pizza as he does getting the home cooked meal.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting here, I'm going, wait a minute, don't ask me for advice about the pizza, because no matter what, the pizza's always gonna be a side meal. You know what I'm saying? The pizza's always gonna be a snack. It's never gonna be your home cooked meal. No matter how much you like it, it's never gonna taste the same as your home cooked meal, and it shouldn't be regarded as that. So sometimes you gotta let niggas know, bro, you bugging. This should not be anywhere near this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's sometimes that you gotta like open up a nigga's eyes to let him realize like, yo, yeah, I'm bugging. But you have to know your friend like that. Or either you either have to be completely blunt and understand the situation, or you have to know who you're talking to. Because there are times where you don't know the situation and you say some shit that sounds right, but it's like, yo, you completely off.
Yeah. You gotta be able to know that. You know what it is too, that I feel like sometimes in those scenarios you try to say what you think sounds right, and you try to go off like, oh, this should work, and then it's like, maybe you should have listened a little more.
Yeah.
Because that's the issue too. Sometimes you want to be like, you want to give advice without listening. It's one of those where you don't actually, and this is where I feel like I need to explain. Because there's a difference between listening and listening.
Yeah.
Because you could be there and you can listen, respond. And then there's a difference of listening and comprehending and be like, okay, now I can actually give you some advice. Because when you're listening just to respond, 90% of the time you might give some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
But when you're actually listening and comprehending and actually being like, you know what? Now I can give vital information or something to this conversation. There's a big difference, you know?
Yeah.
But again, you have to be able to do that before trying to just, because sometimes being therapist doesn't work because you're going to fuck something up. You're going to fuck up a relationship, fuck up your own bond with the person because now it's like you're giving something and they just feel like you're judging in a sense. You have to be careful with that. You have to be mindful. And again, remember, this is real feelings, real emotions, real scenarios you're dealing with, not just a hypothetical like we're giving right now.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, no matter how much people invite you into their business, it's not your business.
Exactly. That's the thing too. Sometimes it's not for you to give your opinion on or give your 2 cents on.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just want to vent and that's it. Take it as that. Just be their friend, be their confidant, be that person. And that's it. You don't have to give a whole essay about it, give all this. Sometimes you just want that person to be like, hey, I'm here for you. I'm listening. I'm that unbiased in a sense.
Yeah. Nah, hey. Shit. I think now we at your alpha male. We at your alpha male video.
Okay, let's see.
Everybody put your bootstraps in. Ray about to go in on this motherfucker.
I'm not a big fan of girl strips. Dude, what? There's no such thing. Exactly. Do you get shit for that? I get a lot of shit for that. Oh, you're insecure. And so we go back to the old example. I trust the locks on my truck, but that doesn't mean I park it in the ghetto. Why would you put her in that situation? Next thing you know, she's doing something she shouldn't be doing. And I think a lot of men forget to put these standards in because society, again, is telling him if he has standards, he's insecure or he's controlling. No, I'm not controlling at all. You can go do what you want to do. I'll let you go. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to call you names. I'm going to be angry with you and I'll replace you. I'm not a big fan of girl strip.
Yeah, Ray.
So my immediate response to you when we spoke about this guy was just the insanity of, so you're cheating every time you go on a trip. From this type of response, from saying, "Oh, my girl can't be on girls trips because of this, because of the actions she's gonna do." So you have no trust at all. A person can't just, so at this point your girl can't work because if she's out there and she's with a guy, somehow her coworker, she has to fuck him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, your girl can't.
It's in the contract.
Yeah, like your girl can't fucking go down the street apparently.
Yeah.
Because if she sees that guy that just catches her eye in the moonlight, she's gonna fuck him.
When your moon hits the eyes, you just fuck every guy that you see. Them
Bro,
the rules.
Am I wrong? Like,
I mean, the way he's putting it, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But hold on. Let's do a deeper dive.
Okay.
All right, I just put in YouTube. Why can't girls go on girls trips?
Okay.
I want to see something quick. Why women who go on girls trips can't be trusted. This is from the Rational Male. He wrote the book. I forgot his fucking name. He's Fresh and Fit, preaches shit all the time.
Okay.
He's married, by the way. This guy.
Speaking of vulnerability,
I'm on a girls trip and my husband calls me every hour. Yeah, I let the dogs out. That's good.
our way to his appointment.
Rollo Tomasi, that's the dude's name.
Okay.
Now this is a 5-minute clip. I just want to get to the point.
Peace, honey. Like, why do you keep FaceTiming me? I'm clearly on a girl's trip to have sex with another man. Why can't you just get the fucking hint?
No, it's not that. It's like I feel like a guy feels like they have to tell us. We don't care.
No,
we don't care what you're doing.
I think you missed the girls trip part. I think that the guy is afraid that she's going to cheat. That's why he's FaceTiming.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, because if he was just calling her,
what
it'd be
you guys
different.
do?
But he's FaceTiming.
I thought you were just telling me.
I'm telling you that because the opposite. When I travel,
and so if she's going out getting, they're checking in. That's what beta chumps do. Is they check in all the time to make. They're checking in.
Make sure the coast is
so
clear,
the chick
right?
so the chick gets used to those calls coming in. So if she's going out getting on the
But don't you think
side, I might have to turn my phone.
But it's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. So even the guy has that fear.
So it's because they're cheating. That's why they can't. It doesn't take a genius to elaborate that it's because they're cheating. They can't go on girls trips. Go ahead, Ray. Super kick party, the coworker. Yo, facts, Loki.
Yo, bro, I'm just like I'm trying to again comprehend the idea of just having no trust. Having legit no trust here. That it's like, nope, my girl can't do this. My kid, like she is gonna cheat. Like, I get it. Sometimes, unfortunately, that might be the case. But deciding that this is also, we're going off literal. He might just be the hyperbole of just scenario, but it's also the scenario of this feels like this is legit. You feel like if X, Y, and Z happens, she's gonna cheat. Because what is your take on this? Because to me, it's just like, yo, at this point, that means, or is that what you do? You can't be trusted to take a trip because you're gonna go cheat.
Well, based off of the first video, it's you're not going on a girls trip, because it's a short form video, so we don't have the full context, but basically because you're gonna cheat. And I agree with the with homeboys. Like, you go on a girls trip, you cheat anywhere, you're done. We'll get another girl. And that's pretty much what he said at the end. That's how I took it. I replace you. I'm not gonna yell. I'm not gonna do that. But then the video we just saw, that looked like a young girl in the video. I know you didn't get to see it, but the video they were reacting to was a young girl. She was drunk. She was saying all this shit. And that one looked like the type that her and her girls go out to get dick. And that's why the girls trip and going out to the club and all other shit is like, you want to go have fun and dance and all other shit. And I've heard this from somebody else. It's like, you don't need to go to the club to dance. You could be at somebody's house dancing. You can go to the fucking liquor store and get liquor and be at somebody's house having fun dancing with your girls. You go to the club because you want guys to fawn over you. Now this is their thinking is like, you go to the club because you want guys to hit on you. You want to see if you still got it. All that shit. And if you're sitting there trying to get guys to give you attention, that's kind of like cheating. You're gonna go fuck this dude because that's your attention. You want somebody to come get you.
Yeah.
You out on vacation, the girls trip. You're having that same fun out there, and we in Jamaica. We this. You're gonna have local dick over there. It's not the same. I was drunk. Blah blah blah. The guy is not as easy. We don't go to the club, get drunk and dance and have women come up to us. We got to go to them. We got to pursue them. They know why we were at that club. Ain't no guy turn around like, I like going to the club because I want to dance. And fuck that. You go to the club because we trying to bag bitches.
Yeah.
You go to the bar because you going to drink. There's a difference there. You can still pick women up at the bar, but you go to the club to pick up bitches. You go to the bar to drink. If we go on vacation, it's to take a woman to vacation. It's how many times people go on vacation by themselves unless they're going to visit family, to go fuck somebody over there or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, men really don't go on vacation like that.
Yeah.
Not by themselves.
No.
So I can like that way of thinking. I understand that, but it's also if you're my wife, why you want to go on vacation with your girls? If it's one of those things like we had, like I can tell that you are you're overbeared with taking care of the kids and all this other shit, and you just need to, you need a getaway. All right, I understand that. That's fine, but there's maturity here. Now, remember, these guys, as much as they don't want to say it, they treat their women like property.
The way they're putting it, yeah, it sounds like that because it's like,
yeah,
it just feels like this isn't a partnership, an actual relationship.
Yeah,
This feels like a ownership over this.
And not for nothing, if I'm going to treat you like property, you have to have enough confidence in yourself to instill that your property is not going to run out on you. You know who does that? Pimps.
Yeah.
You know who these alpha males and all these guys that fuck all these women base themselves off of? Pimps. They have this pimping mentality to have more women, and all of them only cater to you. I have as many women as I want, but all of them love me. They don't step out on me. That's a pimp's mentality. You convince this woman that you're the only guy that she could trust, the only guy that will take care of her. Everybody else is just looking to fuck her and leave. And then she gives you everything she got.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the mentality that they have. That's what they want.
Well, that's the mentality they want to have, but they don't have
because
the assurance.
Yeah, but that's because they don't have the game.
Yeah.
Like a pimp does. But that's where this fucks up on them. Because a pimp sends their girl out with a man every night, knowing that woman's gonna come back and give him the money. Right. So now, if you can't trust your property to go out on a trip with your girls, with their girls and all that other shit, and not come back brainwashed or be with somebody else, it's like, wait a minute. Then you fucked up, pimp. Because this is his mentality. You can't, if you already with a girl that you think is gonna cheat on you every time she steps out, well then you fucked up. This goes back to that decision making that I was talking about with the women with the numbers on their forehead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this woman has 400 bodies on her. She don't make the best decisions for herself. This man is with a woman that's gonna cheat on him every time she steps out the house. He don't make the best decisions for himself. You feel me?
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, yeah, y'all don't want your girls to go nowhere. Okay, good, cool, understand. But when did they stop becoming property? Because I don't remember looking for a piece of property. Like my car,
it's supposed to be the relationship.
Yeah, my car ain't never gonna go on a cars trip. You feel me? Like my car ain't gonna go with his friends to Jamaica to drive around. No.
No.
You're just gonna stay in the fucking parking spot until I need you. That's my property. I pay for it. That's a tool. You know what I'm saying? Like my fish, I'm not gonna send my fish out into the sea for vacation. They're gonna stay right there. I'm gonna feed them. I'm gonna take it. They're gonna stay right there. There's a difference between my property and my woman.
Yeah.
You know, there was a phrase: you don't lend your car and your woman out to nobody.
Yep.
And my mom took it as like, the fuck you mean you don't lend your woman out to nobody? And he said some, she's like, yeah, but you don't trust your best friend with the woman. And my mom, and that's when I started thinking, like, wait a minute. If you can't trust your best friend or your woman, you got some fucked up people in your life. Now that's your fault. Because you knew who they were.
Again, it's insecurities. It's a lot of insecurities that if you're not able to have the confidence that your partner will make better choices, you know? If your automatic assumption is they're gonna cheat on me, If they do this, then that's it. Cheating. There's no if, ands, or what's about it. They're cheating. If they take this trip, they're cheating. If they do this, they're cheating. It's like, yo, again, that doesn't feel like a partnership. This feels like at this point you guys are in a contract.
Yeah.
That it's like you can't do this because automatically that's infraction of cheating clause in a sense. That's what it feels like. It feels like a fucking a legal issue at this point.
Yeah.
Because if you do this, you're breaking this statute of this agreement.
Yeah. Also, they got this notion that if you allow your woman to go on trips, they're not gonna respect you. And if that's the case, they don't respect you to begin with.
I want to know how does that work though? Because again, if they want to take a trip, they're doing it out of, hey, I'm going out with some friends. We're gonna take this trip. I'll be back in a week or whatever, etc. You know.
What up,
How is
Krills?
how is that an idea of what's going on, Krills? How is that disrespect towards you? I don't get that.
Because it wasn't their decision. My property has the balls to tell me what it's doing. You're not going. You, as my child that I married, you can't go nowhere. That's what I'm hearing when they say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, this goes back to the kings and queens shits. That ain't no king shit. There ain't no queen shit. Because when the queen left, she had an army with her to make sure no one touched her.
No.
If you that much of a fucking king, where's your army? You feel me? Like now, this is man and woman shit. Every day is a test. Life gives you tests. If they want to do something, they pass the test. I remember when me and my brother went to school the first time by ourselves. My mom knew every step we took because there were people out there watching for us.
Yep.
Because this is around the time when the neighborhood watched you. She knew when we got to school. She knew all that shit because she said that sometimes she took off of work and followed us just so that we can pass the test so she can trust us to get to school safely. If I can't trust you to go on a fucking vacation or a trip or to a club, why are you here? And the only way that you're going to find out you can't trust them is to let them go. Because the more you put this seal on them, the more you put this restraint on them, the more they're going to want to go. And not on a trip. They're going to want to get away from you.
Yeah, because you're creating this that it's like the funny part is you are now gonna almost force it to happen.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing this and making this restraint, it's like they say that's why you can't be that crazy on kids. Because now you're gonna force them to be rebellious and you're gonna force them to do stuff that they probably wouldn't have done. But you're so strict and so this that it's like now they want to do it because it's like, hey, if I'm gonna get if I'm in trouble anyway, let me make it worth it. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, and as as a human being, this is it's only right for that.
Yeah,
because you can't sit here and control somebody, and that's with men with money or people with money. They love that control. They love that control. That's what money gives to them, the control.
Yeah.
Being able to walk in any store and buying whatever the fuck they want, that's control. You know, having a $10,000 suit on a podcast that the equipment don't even cost that much money, that's control. It's a power move. They need that control all the time, and they can't tolerate that shit from somebody else. And that's not a successful happiness. That's not a recipe for happiness there.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like your kids, I understand because they haven't earned the right to go do shit on themselves. And they you have, you know what I'm saying? Like that's something that, you know, but a grown woman, bro, you can't stop them. The only thing you can do is just be like, yo, just know. This is the line. You cross it, it ain't coming back, man.
Yep.
And that's with everything in life. Now you don't need to go on a girl's trip to know that. This is respect. I tell girls all the time, like, yo, just don't disrespect me.
Yep.
Just don't disrespect me.
And that was a thing I said with in the episode we did with Show, or just this is what I've been saying for a while now as well, is the respect factor. The respect factor. Have that respect. Because that comes with a lot of things. If you can't respect your partner, if you can't respect any relationship, any person, if respect is gone, there's, like I said on the tips of the day this week, without respect, there's nothing. And I can't hear you, my guy.
Without respect, there's nothing.
But yeah, that's a true factor of it all. If you can't respect your person, if you can't respect someone and have that decency, it just takes away from it all, because that takes away the trust. Because now, if you're at that point where it's like, yo, you're just being that disrespectful, can't speak today. If you're being that disrespectful and being like, nah, we can't treat this like an actual relationship. We're treating this like an ownership. Like, nah, you're done. You're done. There's nothing to save there. It's not salvageable at that point, because there's no foundation. This is not an actual relationship. This is, at this point, you're at worse than a partnership. This is just, we've made a deal and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeet.
Shit. All right, I think I don't know if we heard this one before, but
Look, ladies, a guy can have a girl that is just a friend. No, listen. Listen. I'll wait. You as a girl can be just a friend to a guy, but it means you're ugly. I'm sorry, I know you don't want to hear it, but you just a homie with a ponytail. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Men and women can be just friends, but one of y'all busted, okay? Or maybe both. Maybe both of you are ugly, in which case y'all should be fucking anyways. That's why it's called bumping uglies.
yo, the music behind it just fucking. But
that's what I love about TikTok. Sometimes it's like the music helps the clip. Sometimes the
Yeah.
clip is it. Music helps.
Word.
What is your thought on that? Because I never understood the idea of men and women can't be friends. I don't. I legit don't, just because I feel like it's such the I get it. Sometimes it's like, no, you can be friends, but it's like you're gonna have that it's still the thought of can we fuck?
Men and women can't be friends if they're fucking, or if both parties don't agree to the fact that they're not gonna fuck.
Okay.
Because once y'all start fucking, there's no longer a friendship there. There's now a chance for jealousy. Like, I've seen it. I'm friends with this chick, but my boy's fucking her, and you see when there's another guy around, my man's a little bit closer. He's doing this shit. He's saying all the other shit, and it's like sometimes it's overbearing. Sometimes it's like, nigga, leave me alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see from the girl, like, yo, relax.
Calm down. Yeah, calm
And
down.
then, but it's one of those things like, well, I mean, I already know I ain't fucking this bitch.
Yeah.
And she knows I ain't fucking her. It's just like, all right, she cool peoples. So, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's men and women can't be friends when one of them wants to fuck and they both haven't accepted that they're not gonna fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always there, right? Like there's always that, like, men and women fuck. There's always that possibility. No matter how much you, oh, he's like a brother to me. He's like this. He's like that. It's like, yeah, but he's not your brother. There's always that possibility. One day something can happen and you guys fuck. But you can be friends before then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not impossible. And when all these girls like, nah, I can't be a guy's friend. In my head is like, I heard that. I was like, you the first one to turn around and be like, he's just my friend. You put niggas in the friend zone. But it's all right, let me put it to you this way. Because I'm starting to rethink it. Like it's this. You can be friends.
Okay.
But it depends. Like if you're acquaintances, you can it's a different level of friendship. There's people that you could be like, yo, that's like my sister. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you forge a friendship through something different. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one of those, like something grew from an experience that you guys had, whether it be trauma or just being able to speak to each other in a way where it's like you're open with each other. You know, that it's just like regular friends happen. Because you're all human beings. We all have those times where you speak to somebody like, yo, this guy, this person is pretty good. This cool people. I like this person.
Yeah.
And you don't even think of going, you know what, let me try to do this or that with them. It's like, I just like who they are. You think it's time for Canadian tears? I think so too, man. Fuck them. They took our money in the bank. They trying to take our WrestleMania. Normal guy. No, but what do you think about it? Because I'm rambling now. I'm just repeating myself.
No, it's all good. It's
what y'all think in the chat? Can men and women be friends?
It's definitely, like I said, to me, I've never understood the idea of not being able to, but I definitely see there has to be things in place, like, because I've had friends, I've had homegirls like that it's like it's there's nothing past just friendship, but I've also had to have that one friend that I legit said it just to make sure there was nothing more of the idea wasn't there, like I remember I legit told her, hey, because it was awkward because we had friends that it was like, oh yeah, I was talking with her, talking with that, but the one that it's like, yeah, there's nothing past this, like we're friends.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to have the conversation. I agree. Sometimes you have to almost put it there that it's like, it's the notion of we're friends. There is no sexual thing here, this and that. It's just friendship. But yeah, it's I think it's always going to be the question, can people be friends, can man and woman be friends like that? But yeah, I guess it's to each their own. Normal guy, to be honest, I don't know. No, normal guy, that's okay too, because again, for some people it's just, you never know.
I always had the notion of you got to start from a friendship.
Yeah.
Because even if you like, yo, you go into a place, like you start talking to a girl and you're both attracted to each other and you both go out with each other and you're fucking all that other shit, you still have to build some kind of friendship with this person. Because that's when the bond connects. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's just sexual or just attraction wise and you can't talk to each other, I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be as like, don't get me wrong. Listen, I just want fuck link down below. But like having that friendship and having that respectful friendship it builds like there's chicks that they know I'll fuck the shit on but they said no, and we just built a friendship after us talking, and I'm like, something, not for nothing. Besides the fact this chick don't want to have fucking sex with me, this is a good woman. So I chose, like, you know what? I could keep her in my life. One of the few women that are honest with me, I can trust with my money. I could, fucking talk to about certain things, and they'll be sympathetic to what I'm saying. Don't look down at me and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I pick and choose who's in my life.
Gotcha.
And that's a friend. You know what I'm saying? And when I see her, I treat her like a friend. We talk like friends, even though I tried to fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's everyone gets this thing like in the head that everything is definite. Like, if I want to fuck you, I can't be your friend. Yeah, I can. I could be your friend while we're fucking, while we're married, while I hate you, while you're with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be your fucking friend
That's
anyway.
too. Your wife, let's say that your wife, your husband scenario. If you guys aren't friends, what the fuck is happening? That's the thing.
We can't go on vacation.
Apparently not. With relationships, yes, you shouldn't be just friends because it's past that. I'm not your friend. I am your husband, your boyfriend, whatever. Like, it's not just a friend. But you should have a friendship. Like I said, it's always been the thing I've repeated here so much. You should be able to have a conversation like friends. You should be able to have that trust. You should be able to have that bond that it's like it's what we talk about. But it's a thing of, again, even that being a scenario of maybe one of you probably still is thinking about, I would want something, but hey, the friendship is cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens too. Sometimes there is gonna be those things of like, we maybe it's just not meant to be. Let's be friends. Cause shit, I have a homegirl like that we're cool now, but I legit told her like, I wanted to try to do something, and we cool. Like, we've chill. We're good. We're in that phase of just friendship is what works.
Nah, there's one chick that I talk to even now. And I was like, if we both single by the age of 40, you gonna have my kids, and we just gonna call it a day. And she's like, bet. And then she ran out and found the first nigga she can. And now she's with that nigga. I'm a matchmaker. What you want from me, Ray? But yeah, I mean, the friendship between men and women is different. And if you could have a legit friendship with a woman, it's that's the thing now. A legit friendship. Most people they mistake friendship for acquaintances, because women treat their acquaintances different than men do. Like, men will be like, I don't know this nigga, but we talk, we're cordial. That's an acquaintance.
Yeah.
But my friend, like, that nigga right there knows everything. Like, we talk, we chill, blah, blah, blah. I can't chill with this nigga. I just say hi and bye to them. If I'm stuck in the elevator, we have a conversation. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not comfortable around this nigga. But my friends, yeah. Women, that's my friend, because in the situation, this and this happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, this. So it's different. The friendships between men and women than men and women and women. But it's still, you got to realize what level of friendship you at.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing too, that there are levels to it. There is that type of degree that it's like, even that friend zone of type of friendship, that's almost on the lower tier of friends, because it's like,
well, that's not even a friend. That's just you.
Yeah.
You beta. Nah. You're being taken advantage of.
Yeah, and it's like, this ain't it. But again, it's understanding that and understanding that it can be done. There is that thing. Again, making it work for you, making it work for the person, and just not trying to push something that doesn't need to be pushed. Sometimes, again, friendships work, man. It's something that don't ruin something just because you feel like, oh, we can't do this because society says so. Fuck what society says. Like again, some people are just always gonna feel like it's taboo for guys and girls to be friends. Like, nah, man. I have a lot of homegirls. Yo, the funniest shit is when it's like, yo, all right, cool. Homegirls, meet my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Yeah.
it. Like,
But most of the time, unless you're a real friend, you ain't gonna meet this girl's boyfriend. You ain't even gonna be able to talk to her when she's around her boyfriend.
see, but that's how you know when you're a real friend. Because I've had that homegirl I'm talking about. Yo, I've met the guys. I've met this, and it's like, yo, what's going on, man? I hope everything's well. This and this, and fuck it. You see how it is. And sometimes that's you become the person that's like, yo, check them for me. Let me know what you think. You know,
Yeah.
like that's how friendships and that brotherhood starts. That fucking oh, that's like a brother. That's like a sister. You know, that type of scenario.
Yeah, but me, and let's say my cousins and shit like that, I'm the type of nigga like, yo, you can have whoever the fuck you like. Your man's is over there. All right, I'm out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on some. Go ahead, shorty. I don't need to meet this nigga. You do you. I'm here chilling. In some cases, you know, like most cases,
Yeah.
because I know where I'm at. I don't have the friendship that's strong enough to be breaking up relationships, shit like that. Because I keep my distance. You know?
You got to. You got to at that point just to keep it as I guess cordial is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So
because they know whenever they want it, they can get it.
yeah, I love how normal guys giving us the play by play, and I feel like Venezuela's about to lose. They're about to lose by penalties,
Yeah.
just like fucking Ecuador yesterday.
Yo, I picked up my knife.
Yeah.
I don't know what made me.
Yo, you really got passionate about this friendship convo, huh?
Yeah, no. I picked up my knife.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, I need a knife sharpener.
Okay.
I pressed back on the wrong tab.
Ah, shit.
And I'm sitting there going, okay, they got the one that holds the knife at a 45-degree angle and you roll the shit up. They have that for $40. So I go to the next page. They have the same exact one. It's just a different name brand. $189. And I'm sitting there going, how you figure $189 for that shit?
I'm gonna go with the 40 one.
Shit, I'm looking at this $4 one here.
that works too.
Shit, I'm waiting for the rocks.
Oh, those are fire. Those are fire.
I didn't know those shits were like sandpaper though. You had to do different grits and all that other shit and like wet it. Like I've actually seen somebody sharpen knives.
Yeah.
And this guy's going through the thing. He's like, I spent an hour sharpening this shit, and that shit's like a fucking scalpel. Like, I don't need my shit to be that sharp, but if I could, I mean, don't get me wrong.
I would if I could
cut a motherfucker through the camera and shit. Venezuela makes it nice. Yo, he really wants Canada to get the fuck out of here.
Yo, like I said, I'm a
word.
Ecuador didn't make it, so I don't care no more.
I hear you. This is another
Keep your
video.
head up, nigga, because it could always be worse. You gotta stop spending your days being bitter and learn to be better. The world don't care about your bad days. If you can't handle pressure, then you ain't built for greatness. You gotta remember, some of the strongest niggas come from humble beginnings. Divide the odds, make the impossible possible, and make sense of the illogical. And you one of them. I can't just tell you. You gotta believe that shit. You gotta believe that you're more than your mistakes, and that every setback is just an opportunity to do it better next time. It's time to clock back in. You on a night shift. Keep your head.
Yeah, I understand the world don't care about your problems, but you gotta deal with your problems.
That I was about to say I understand the the idea of saying, "Oh, it could be worse," and it can, but at the same token, don't devalue what you're going through. But I agree with what you said. You have to deal with your fucking problems because just being like, "Oh, it could be worse," and this and that is like, nah, man. You have to deal with that because if not, it haunts you and it keeps with you. Like shit, I'm guilty of that shit too because I'll be like, nah, man, it could be worse. Like we're good. It is what it is, and it's like later on that's when shit starts to creep up, and that's when fucking shit messes with you.
Mhm.
You know, like shit.
Yeah, bro. Everyone has issues. Everyone has problems. Everyone has their things to overcome, but you have to overcome them.
Yeah.
Shit can go. The world don't care about your problems. So what? You're not supposed to care about your problems. You're not supposed to care about the fact that you can't eat or that you can't that you're lonely. Like, well, I want a girl, but I got to do all this shit. I'm lonely. I got nobody to talk to. Well, the world don't give a shit about your problem. Knuckle up. So then, what you supposed to do with that? What are you supposed to do with that? In reality, that makes it seem like who no one gives a shit about you, and that's just one step closer to extinction.
Yeah,
because it's like as little as a problem may be for you, or the world sees a little problem, but you see it as big. You still got to deal with it. You still got to get to the crux of it. So instead of brushing it off, work, fast is slow. That's how my uncle always used to tell me. You want to work faster, go slower. Make less mistakes. You want to get better? Start dealing with your problems. Something's going to come up every day. So every day, deal with your problems. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, deal with it. Work towards it. Because you can't be that better nigga. You can't be that better nigga if you dismiss your problems, because that's how you become bitter. You can't tell me that the issues that I have can be solved by throwing them to the back and getting to work. Because my problems are not working. My problems is not the amount of work that I do.
Yeah.
My problems are different.
And it's also the thing of you can't just devalue the problems you're going because it's like it's you have to work on that. You have not work on it, but you have to deal with that. You have to get to it because it's one of those where it's like you said, you do become bitter and you start to let that fester and fester and fester. And before you know it, because you didn't deal with that problem, now there's another problem. Now what? Now you have two things that you're not dealing with and they're just there, and now it's making you miserable. And now it's like, oh, it could be worse. Can it at this point? Because you're letting shit just stack up and get to you and get to you.
Yeah.
To that point that you're going to now be at that point of just that breaking point. And from there, it's too late because now it's like, now it's harder to get yourself out of that than it was if you would have dealt with the problems, you know?
Yeah. That's why when I was going through the shit I was going through, I was like, you know what, let me not do the tips. Let me not do this. Let me handle this one issue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's everyone is gonna stop existing.
Yep.
But right now you exist. So right now you can deal with your problems one at a time. You don't need to pile on shit, and you don't need to live based off of this nigga standards.
Nope.
Even if you become bitter, you still gotta deal with your problems.
Yep.
And
That's the thing. It doesn't just because that doesn't mean the problems go away. Sadly,
Yeah,
it's not like, yo, this is the solution. Just be bitter. That's it. Your problems go away. It's like, nah. Now you're gonna be a bitter motherfucker dealing with your problems.
Yeah, like, yo, bro, I don't understand this. Canada wins. Fuck, son of a bitch.
I could have told you that.
You know, but yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, no one cares about your problems because they're your problems. You
Yeah.
should care about them, and if you can handle them, handle them. If you can't, then just bear with the pressure of waiting until they're handled. Because that's what most of the problems are. You can't handle them yourself. You just got to let them be handled. And that's where you start getting anxiety and you start putting more pressure on yourself and start dealing with issues and all other shit. And, you know, that's where the issues come from. But you got to go through that. You know what I'm saying? The motto, "This too shall pass," was made because of all those problems that you have.
No.
You know, and
And
I
you
had,
know what? I was gonna say, you
Yeah.
know what the issue with it though is that it's also sometimes sometimes it's okay to say those mantras and to say those
Yeah.
things because sometimes you need that reaffirmation. Because sometimes it's a lot of stuff that's like maybe today isn't the day to battle it, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same token, you can't just keep pushing it forever.
Yeah.
And maybe today isn't the day. Today, as even though today's the fucking day.
Yeah.
Sometimes today might not be the day. You know, today might not be the day to want to go head first. But rest assured, tomorrow's the fucking day.
Word. You know what's? I had 2 shoulders operations.
Yeah.
Both shoulder operations, I couldn't lift anything. I had an empty cup in my hand in the shoulder that I did the operation. I'm holding, trembling, because I can lift it. The issue I had with that was mental. And I had to deal with the mentality of the depression that I couldn't lift up a glass. Because with surgery comes depression. Because you're literally like you're a fraction of yourself now.
Yeah.
I used to be able to lift up the world. I can't lift up a glass. You know what I'm saying? Like you resetted. It resets you.
Yeah.
And you don't no longer have any of those cheat codes that you worked for. You're back at ground zero, and there's a depression that you go through, and I went through it both times, and I had to deal with that issue of the depression of, bro, it's only today I can't lift this glass. I will be able to get back to where I was. I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But if I didn't deal with it and I pushed it aside, I would have been able to lift the glass and back to where I was, but in my head, I would have still felt broken.
Yeah. And that would have been the thing because you would have still felt like it would have stayed in your head like, is that going to happen again? Is this? Is this that? Is it? Am I the person that I was? You know? And it's a lot of mental toil. And that's our biggest. That's unfortunately the biggest battle we're always going to be in, and you can't let that one win because that's going to be our biggest issue. Is always the mind.
Where next time make the fucking penalties, Venezuela.
Yeah, like I said, there's some good Venezuelan people, but hey, for some pay
Yeah.
for the majority. But it's that degree of having to deal with that problem of the mental toil because that battle right there could lead to so much more, and that's one I unfortunately pushed out a lot, that problem, and it bit me back in the ass a lot of times because pushing that and pushing that and pushing that and led to me fucking having bad anxiety at times, bad depression at times, bad panic attacks at times. And it's at that point, like I said, you get to that point where now it's harder to get out of because you didn't fucking battle it at the right time. You didn't decide to go through these problems at the accurate times. You just said, no, I'll be fine. It's all good. And nah, man, you have to sometimes really, if again, it's one of those where maybe today isn't the day, but tomorrow make sure you're there. Because if not, you keep pushing it away, and then the next problem comes, and then the next. It's not worth it because you're gonna create that pattern of like, no, I don't have to deal with this now. You know?
Yeah. Nah, hey, and You falling asleep. And
No, my bad.
and Show's making sure that he's gonna get on right after we get out. So. But
I was gonna say, does Show know we're live today?
Yeah, he hit me up at 10:45 saying he just walked in.
Oh yeah, he's not getting them.
Yeah, so it's there's this whole the world don't care about your problems. That's not your problem. What the world cares about is not your problem. You only got one life. People like, yo, you know how many people wish they were like you around the world? I don't give a fuck how many people wish they were in my position. I'm where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not allowed to feel like I need something better in my life, then they're not allowed to feel that shit neither.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So don't undermine my fucking issues for them.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, I get some people try to put that, but it's like sometimes you don't need to hear that. Sometimes you just, again, gotta be fucking, yo, let's go, let's deal with this shit. Like, don't undermine it, but don't also allow someone to fall into that trap of, fuck it, let's keep going. Like sometimes no, you gotta deal with that shit. As much as you want to keep going and push it, not. Sometimes you gotta get through one thing at a time. Like you said, you took that step back and said, you know what? I can't do this right now. I got to deal with this. And then we'll get back to it. And look, you dealt with that shit. Tips of the day are back. You're doing the new format, making it work. We had the Ray and Show tips of the day this week, and it's working.
Yeah.
And it's shit like that, man. It's making shit work. It's putting in that hard work and putting in stuff that everything starts to pay off slowly but surely,
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to fucking do.
Word. We got the two Jordan Peterson shits. I want to hear your opinion on this because I hear this and I laugh.
Right.
This isn't Jordan Peterson. This is a woman.
Okay, so hear me out. I was bisexual my entire life, and then came out as a lesbian almost 4 years ago now. But when I realized recently, actually, all of the fucking elevation in my life that has come from decentering men in every fucking area of it, in your spiritual spaces, in your practices, in who you're getting educated by, and who you're being taught by, in community, everything. When I prioritized women and also just centered myself and women, when all the bad bitches decide what planet that they're going to after we fuck this one, invite me because I will thrive. Okay, so hear me out. I was
And the reason why that works for her is because she's just as delusional as the rest of them.
I like how Toad did one of the things I usually do. Say something controversial.
No, I didn't do that on purpose. I was scratching myself.
Yo, that's what I usually. If I gotta do one of these, I'm like, let me take it off camera.
Yeah.
It feels weird to be on camera fucking doing that. But no. Fuck. What was my response in the chat? Because I know I sent you some.
You just
shit.
put laugh out loud. You just put the smiling faces.
Was it?
Yeah, because yo, it's to me, it's like you start prioritizing women.
Which again, you could fuck it if that is your prerogative. Hey, it whatever makes you happy. But the way she said it is just like, wait a second, yo, when we fuck this world up, so wait a second, are you empowering women, or you're just like, yo, we're fucking this shit up anyway? Like, it just sounded ass backwards. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You know what it is?
What?
Right? She's the maddest woman you're ever gonna meet.
Yeah.
That's a man. That's that right there is what all these guys are talking to when they talk about they want women that are cooperative and all that shit, because that's a woman that takes all the liberties of a woman, but it's a man.
You know what?
She wants the best of all the situations of being a man and the best of all the situations of being a woman. That's why she talks shit to us men, because she's been with nothing but ain't shit men. And she's been with ain't shit women, but she can control the women.
You know what's crazy? The way she speaks and the way she's acting, that, my friend, is toxic masculinity. Except she's a woman. No, legit. The way they explain what toxic masculinity, can't even say the word.
Masculinity. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm fucking tongue tied today. But the way she's speaking and the way she's acting and that aura she's bringing, that's that toxic masculinity. That's what that is. But she's a woman, and it's like the way she just put out, and it's like, come on, man. Like again, like I said, the sexuality part, that is, it is what it is. But the way she just like, oh, but having to finally decide to just all this and this, it's like, I don't know.
I wish all men would be able to get together the way women do and treat these women the way they speak. Like, I guarantee you right now, she put that on the social media. So,
Okay, so hear me out.
oh, this is almost this is almost at 1 million likes.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah, 998.9 thousand likes.
Yeah.
Right? So 1 million people seen this.
Give or take, probably more, because of that many
Yeah.
likes, and that a lot of people.
Now, if all the men that she came in contact with started doing the, oh no, we can't help you because we ain't shit. Because apparently, according to that statement, all men ain't shit. Because now she's with women.
Yeah.
I want to see how far she gets. If we was like that with all women who say men ain't shit and blah, 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 and men go, okay, cool. We can't help you then. Go find a woman to do that. I want to see how life is then.
Yeah.
I want to see how quick it turns into it's not fair and blah, 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 blah. Because to be honest with you, those statements ain't fair. She don't know me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But listen, good for her. She prioritized women, and she gets to be miserable like everybody else. But I think that's what it is. She can control the women. She can't control the men. Especially the men that have the balls to go up to her and ask her to fuck. Because there's a difference.
Yeah.
Between the men that she's attracted to and the men that want to fuck her, there's a difference. The men that she's attracted to are the men that she's probably resenting, that are real men, that are out masculinating her because she wants to be the man. And she can't be the man when she's with a man. And that's why she's mad.
Cause he's a man. Such a man.
Yeah. And then when you realize, that's what I'm saying, if all the men treated her like the woman that she is and says, nah, we can't fuck with you, then she'll start realizing maybe she's not a man. And she fucked up.
Yeah. But again, it's yeah. I just remember I laughed at that video. I definitely remember laughing at that just because it was like the way she explains her things. I'm like, yeah, this is, man. Again, sometimes I feel like people just put it out because it's the internet and we're just gonna put shit out.
Word.
But it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, here goes the Jordan Peterson one.
Right.
Well, in most relationships, you can break up or you can have 1,000 fights. If you have 1,000 fights, then you don't have to fight. You make peace that way. But getting to that's very difficult, and people bring all sorts of baggage to a relationship, and you have to, it's just like disciplining children, really. It's the same thing. You note your children are annoying you. You can note that. Oh, I'm being annoyed by my child. Okay, so what questions do you ask? Am I a tyrannical son of a bitch who's touchy? Well, that's why you need your wife, because you can go ask her. My kids are annoying me. Am I a tyrannical son of a bitch who's touchy? And she said, yeah, you probably need something to eat, or you're a bit of a prick that way. And you got to listen because maybe it's you. Or maybe she says, yeah, that goddamn child's been getting on my case too. And then you ask each other, are we mutually tyrants? It's like, no, that kid's annoying. Okay, do we want him to be annoying? Well, if you love your child, then the answer to that would be no. Because if he's annoying you, he's going to annoy other people. He's going to annoy his potential friends. He's going to annoy other adults. He's going to go through the world being annoying, and everyone's going to frown at him. That's not helpful. So then you could just fix it. Well, in most relationships.
Yeah.
That's
You know
where
what's
the
funny
funny shit comes
now?
in.
You know what's crazy with that I forgot? We spoke about that for a bit, and that shows where it agrees with what I was saying earlier about the relationships, the kids, all that, and the partnership.
Yeah. That's where you need to be your friend with this woman and be able to have a strong talk and know what you're talking about. Learn how to talk and how to communicate. That's where the question, see the question he asks?
Yeah.
This kid's annoying. Am I fucked up? And he's not, and I'm just an asshole that thinks this kid's annoying, or is he really annoying?
Yeah.
And the woman was like, yeah, you're just an asshole because he's not. Like, well, all right, put it in perspective. Oh, no, this kid's annoying. Wait,
No.
are we both assholes? Nah, this nigga's annoying. Like, look, these are proofs.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No,
You know what I'm saying? This is how you communicate. That's how you communicate to solve issues.
Yep. And you should be able to have that, because if you can't have that discussion and be able to get to the bottom of it, there's a problem.
Yeah.
There's a huge problem if you can't actually have that conversation and see what is the real nature of the problem here, or just being able to understand what's going on, you know?
Word.
And sometimes you need that. You need that, nah, man, you're just being an asshole. Like, the kid is fine. You're just an asshole. Or maybe we're both a little bit of assholes, but now we have to work through that so we're not an asshole for his benefit, you know?
Yeah.
But it's having that conversation. This is why you have to have a partnership. You have to have open
Word.
communication. You have to have all that.
And sometimes you got to be an asshole.
And sometimes, yeah, you just got to be an asshole.
Word. Shit. All right. Here goes the next one.
A person who truly loves someone else doesn't strive at all costs never to upset them. That's the devouring mother. Look, if you love someone and they're doing something stupid and self-destructive and you can see it, it's incumbent on you to say, you know, this is going to upset you, but as far as I can tell, you're doing something stupid and self-destructive. And then there's going to be a tussle about that, because they're going to say, well, who are you to judge? That's a perfectly good question. What makes you think you're right? And here's the reasons I'm doing this. And, you know, these are the terrible experiences that I've had that have led me to take this path. And sometimes that can be really compelling. You know, you meet people who are bitter and resentful, and then they tell you about their life, and you think, well, yeah. But then you meet people who've had just as terrible a life, who aren't bitter and resentful, right? And they're doing better. And so even if it seems justifiable, maybe even if it is justifiable, it's not justifiable. A person.
And this is why I tell Ray all the time that he needs to take ownership for the fact that he don't like women.
Can we stop saying that before people believe it? God damn it.
It's too late, Ray. It's on Santa's list.
What? So am I
No.
not getting Christmas presents this year? God damn it.
Nope, you're not getting the Reggie Jackson Colt 45 gun.
Damn it.
No, but yeah, I mean that goes to what I was saying with the dinner and the pizza shit. It's like, you know, sometimes you gotta know when to be like, yo, bro, you fucking up. Like you putting the priorities in the wrong situation. And like he was saying, like, yeah, most people have fucked up lives, but still not an excuse. You know, it's not an excuse to hurt yourself.
Nope.
You know, it's not an excuse to fucking throw the pity party. You know, that's something you have to deal with. You can't just, the world don't care about your problems. Well, yeah, you got to deal with them though. People don't care about your problems. You got to deal with them. Just like most people don't give a shit that the pizza's $5, but you still got to pay it. You know?
Yeah.
Ray.
I was trying to think about the response there.
Yeah, I
but
was just gonna say Ray's trying to think about what he wants to say.
Yeah, I was like trying to the most PC way to put it, but it. You know what's funny? We talked about the subject before we got to the video. I love it. There was almost that full circle. Like, we've already kind of discussed this, and then the video just worked out in the end. But No, man. Again, it's today was definitely that. I feel like we have the title of the episode for today. Is just having value your partnerships. This is the best way I could put today's discussion. Value your partnerships and realize what not that's the value your partnerships could be the title. But it's
Yeah.
just in reality of it, value your partnerships and realize, are you in a partnership? Are you false identifying yourself as a partnership? Because if you could say, "Oh yeah, we're partners, we're good, we're in this together," but if it's only one sided, that's not a partnership.
Yeah.
Like you have to be able to create that together. You have to be able to build together. And if that's not where this is going, then you're not in a partnership right now. This is a handicap a handicap match at this point. Like you guys have to be a tag team. You guys have to be a unit. If you don't have that, this ain't it. So
Word.
make that
And
work.
the last video of the day.
All
This
right.
is the one the title is based off of.
Okay.
Difficult for a dude in my spot to receive love.
I never wanted to take care of myself.
Because you don't feel like you deserve it.
Instead, I wanted to show, I just always wanted to show you how much I was hurt.
Somewhere along the line, I lost my fucking way.
When you look at me, you're going to see how much I hurt.
When you suffer a traumatic experience when you're a young man, you stay stuck for a few years. Why do I have to go through this pain? Why do I have to go through this fear all the time? Why can't it just be peaceful all the time? Then it wouldn't be life.
He who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man.
Well, that last guy sounded like Kenny.
Because that was Kenny Depp.
You know what's funny? I think we've played a lot of the pieces of that. We've played the full videos of like the Joey Coco one, the Johnny Depp one. I know I've listened to the Mike Tyson one, but I don't think we played it here.
But see, these are men that have to go through their problems. Like this is where they talk about, because they don't know the extent of these guys' minds. The world don't care about your problems. Well, they need to.
And they've all gone. You look at those men there; they've all gone through very traumatic experiences that have created problems in their lives. Like Joey Coco spoke about it, and we spoke about it here. That experience basically changing you and making you into a different person for years. Sometimes just makes you a different person in general. And that's because of the problem. Sorry. The problem that you face, that sometimes, and that problem could even be just dealing with the loss, dealing with that, and having to then deal just with the trauma that comes from that. You know? And sometimes because you try to sober up, you don't deal with that. You don't deal with grief. You don't deal with any of that. And that creates a problem. And that problem festers. And it festers. And it festers. And it big thing is where, like I said earlier, it could put you in that point, that breaking point. It could change you. So, but a lot of these guys, every single one of them, you hear it in their voice how those issues could get to them, you know?
It's fucking crazy. Nobody in this world cares about our problems. So I'm gonna suggest to you two that are single. The trick is find a wife that's always gonna care about you, cause nobody else will. Like yo, I found somebody that I could share my world with, and she could care about me. She might be the only one, her and my kids. But I have somebody. Make sure y'all find somebody. That is the right person, the person that actually listens to your problems. Because nobody else will as a man.
This is what I've been saying.
I was like, yo, Show just came and said the opposite of a lot of the shit we were saying today. Well, not to the degree of the finding the person, but of just saying that no one also cares about your issues, you know?
Just your mama.
Like,
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only person I could like think of that cares about my issues. My mama.
That's the only woman that's ever gonna love you unconditionally.
Word. That's why you got to find the second one.
But you know what's crazy? I'm watching Yellowstone. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if y'all watching it.
Heard of it?
The daughter and the cowboy, the one that's married now.
okay.
I'm watching him like, now that's a man. He's not a man without his faults, but that's a man there. And that's the woman that you want on your side. Because this woman is literally ready to go fight through hell for you because she loves you. If you get her to love you, she's willing to do anything there is in the world for you. And this man is willing to do anything in the world for her.
Yep.
And that's what you want in a relationship.
Yep.
That's when you look at it and you go, okay, this girl is going to test your boundaries, but she's going to love you for you.
Yep.
Once you show her who you are. You know what I'm saying? And then there's another girl that was going out when it's just like, she was so pushy to make this dude something he wasn't. And it fucked him up. And they had to go send him away so he can learn how to be a real cowboy and learn how to be a man. And when he came back, he was a man. He had another woman. It didn't push him to do anything he didn't want to do. It was just, I appreciate you for who you are. And he had to let go of the woman that was pushing him to do shit he shouldn't have been doing. And that's life.
Yep.
You got a woman that's hot, that forces you to be with her on like takes advantage of the fact that you're not stable enough to go and be like, yo, you want to go out and all this? So she goes, yo, ask me out. Do this. Now we're boyfriend and girlfriend. She's stipulating the relationship. And then it's, well, you could be the best at doing this, even though you got hurt. Fuck it. Everybody else got hurt. You should do this and blah, blah, blah. So you try it, then you get hurt again. And then you disappointed these people because you made a promise to them that you was never going to put yourself in that situation. But because of this woman, you put yourself in that situation. So now you go out and you learn that this isn't the best woman for you. But to you, it's like, this is easy. This woman's gorgeous. She loves me because she stood with me when I was hurt, and she keeps throwing it in my face. So it got to be right. You know what I'm saying? So and then what happens? And then it's hard because you think this is the only woman that's ever gonna love you, and then you go find another woman, and this woman is just basically, she likes you for you. She's willing to accept the decisions you make, no matter how hard they are for her. And that made you go, you know what? That's the reason why I want to stay with you. Because I told you I made a promise and I can't break it this time. And you said, I don't like it, but I respect it. And I'm going to let you be. Where the other girl said, choose them or me. And in that show, this dude was an ex-convict. And they literally saved his life. From going back to being a dope dealer and cooking crack and all that other shit.
Yeah.
So he owed them. He owed them.
Yeah.
And it was like, how are you going to ask me to choose between you and them when they did more for me than you would ever do?
Yeah. Shit, I gotta watch this show.
No, it's a good show once you get down to the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah, I gotta give
but
it.
I look into a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of hidden messages that I find for myself.
Yeah.
Even if they're not saying that, I see it in
Yeah.
it. But you know what I'm saying?
That's the point of like those type of shows. You definitely see.
But
a lot of stuff.
that's the issue that most women don't understand. It's like, as a man, not as a king, not as a prince, not as an alpha,
Yeah.
as a man, I gave my word. And my word can't break because you asked me to break it. And it's fucked up that you want me to break my word. For what? You know what I'm saying? So that's where those little nuances where you with someone, you see that shit. This, even though it's easy for you, doesn't mean it's the best thing for you.
Agreed.
What you think of show?
I was listening to you and thinking the same shit what Ray was saying. I gotta see this show. This shit sound good as fuck.
I'm saying it because I like shows like that. I start to think about a lot, like stuff like that. I get into it. Starts to, like Toe said, it starts to create things in my head that I'm like, like that was me. Funny enough, that was me when I watched Power. Like I started to
Nice.
break down a lot of shit. Like
I knew
now
you
with
so, Joe.
fucking with book 2, it's been the same type of way.
I knew you was a drug dealer.
Word.
Oh,
Yeah, but
God damn it, show.
the thing about Power is that I watch Power like it's a fucking child's book. It's so easy for these niggas. They're always the smartest person in the room, and I can watch it, but I can't accept that.
Yeah.
I
You want a
can't accept
realistic?
that you're always the smartest person in the room. Like when you watch Breaking Bad and Pollos Hermanos, the brothers, the guy who ran that.
Gus.
Yeah. When he was in control, it was like, yo, this dude's bad. Like this guy's a bad guy, and they have to play it smart. And it's like, what was this guy's nickname? Abraham, not Abraham.
Ah, fuck.
It's like, say my name. Well, when he was thinking of a way to get out of the situation, and they did it smart, it's like, okay, I get it. That's what I like. I like seeing both people are equally intelligent and they're making moves. I don't want to see that everyone's stupid and you're the smartest person there. Because now it's like, all right, bro, this is Fast and the Furious. These car racers are gonna outspy these fucking professional spies.
Yeah.
Got it. This fucking club owner / drug dealer is gonna out FBI the FBI without having any intel, like without any inside information. He's just gonna outsmart the FBI because he knows that the FBI is gonna be around doing it, and the FBI is stupid. They just wave around with a big flag. Hey, we're FBI undercover. Don't worry about us. It's like, all right, whatever, nigga. But this is like, yeah, it's they always find a way to fucking to outsmart the people that they need to.
Yeah.
But they always wind up sacrificing a little bit more. It's one of those like, we can't get away from this situation clean. So what's the way that we least hurt ourselves that we can get away from the situation?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because in the first episode, the father turns around. Not Kurt Russell. Man, what's this fucking nigga name? I was calling him by his name the whole fucking time. Well, the father, the main character in this situation, he goes, when people ask you that question, you have to make sure that no is the definite answer, because when they realize that that no isn't the definite answer and you want to hear more shit, then they think they can butter you up and they're gonna give you a reason after reason for you to sell the ranch. When you tell them no and it's definite, there's nothing they can do, they stop begging. They stop coming with different scenarios to buy this, to make you do shit. So it's like when, simpler version, a woman asks you for money and you go, I don't have it. They're gonna keep asking you for money in different ways until you break. And we're like, yo, can I get money? Like, I don't lend out money to people. Shit. Conversation's over. There's nothing else. The answer was no. It's gonna be no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he basically was saying. And I heard that, I was like, I like that. Like, shows taking notes.
I can't be interrupting you as you talk. He said he's taking notes. Well, that's a good
Kevin
thing. That means I'm
Costner was the guy
listening.
you were looking for.
Kevin Costner. See, I knew it. The
I was
motherfucker.
gonna tell you, it's the same guy from The Rookie. That's my movie. Isn't Kevin Costner in the Rookie?
Which rookie?
The movie The Rookie. He was the old man that was the teacher, and then started playing for the MLB. It's a real
Oh, the
story.
baseball movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, he
I was
was
gonna say
also
the
in Field
rookie
of
or
Dreams.
Field. That's how I was gonna say. Is it in the rookie or Field of Dream?
Maybe I got it wrong. I know there's an old white guy in The Rookie.
No, no. That's not him.
That's crazy.
'Cause I know
He
he's in
looks
Field
like
of
him.
Dreams,
It's
and
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. That
Dennis
looks like
Quaid is
him.
in the rookie.
every time I think of Kevin Costner, I just think of fucking The Bodyguard. That's what comes to mind quickly.
Damn. What a fucking movie.
Yeah, Kevin Costner was in Field of Dreams.
Yeah, that makes that.
I mean, I gotta look at their pictures because for some reason I'm picturing them looking the same
Yeah.
or looking alike.
They. All right, I'm gonna. You can see the screen, right, Shell?
Yeah.
Who's
I
who's
would, I would,
working?
I would get on my stream, but I didn't wanna.
This is Dennis Quaid.
Got you. That's The Rookie. So yeah, I didn't want to not get on and not make it to my stream. So I'm like, let me get on.
That's Kevin Costner.
You put a baseball hat on him, I'll take it.
I can.
You can see it. That one on the
Yeah,
right.
I can see it, but I understand why you. It's not like you
Confusing.
turned around and you was like fucking Forrest Whitaker.
It's Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I
Oh
get it. I
shit.
get it.
Oh shit. Yo, life is crazy, y'all. As men, I
Yeah.
was just thinking about it. I was like, we have it rough, we have it easy. It's like both at the same time. We the strongest creature. We the man, the alpha, but we suffer.
Yo, especially in that last video, those are all broken men.
Yep.
Those are all men that felt like they made the mistake that they can't come back from. And that's why they don't feel like they deserve love. Because love is the ultimate thing that you can get as a man. You know what I'm saying? To find that person that loves you as close to unconditionally as possible is a prize. And when you don't feel worthy of that prize, that's when you turn around and say, I'm not ready to receive love. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those, it's like you don't feel worthy as a man because you don't feel like a man. And when they're giving it to you, it's like, this is wrong because this is not how I wanted it. I didn't want you to love me because I was broken. I wanted you to love me because I was the best I was.
Yeah.
But sometimes having that love from the woman makes you the best you are.
It's not wanting the sympathy, you know. It's not wanting that.
It's
Yeah.
well, a lot of the times that we go through trauma,
Yeah.
we have to go through it alone.
Yeah.
So when you have someone there that wants to go through with you, it's it almost feels like cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like it almost like you don't deserve the help. You got to go through this battle alone.
Yeah, and almost
And
if this makes sense, it's almost like you feel like no one else can help you. You know, like even if someone is there, it's like
you have to
I have
suffer.
to do this. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
you're not gonna unfortunately be able to help me in this scenario. If that makes sense.
I have to suffer through this pain
Yeah.
because that's how I grow through it. When you don't really have to suffer through it, you're just putting yourself through that. You know, so
You know
what do
what's
you think?
crazy?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, don't be don't be afraid to go and get some therapy, guys. If y'all ever need to, because I know sometimes we feel unheard and nobody actually, even though I don't think it's the same, because I heard what you said. You want it to be natural and loving and coming from you. Sometimes we just need to be listened to, though, because I know nobody listens to us and we can't really speak. So don't be afraid to go to a therapist and just sit down. I've heard of many men that recommend that. Just like I get therapy every week and I sit down, we speak. I feel comfortable, I feel better. I let my anger out. I've heard a lot of people say that. That's crazy. I never
Nah,
tried it.
yeah. Shit. Every time you walk into my office, you get therapy, nigga.
That is true. We are therapy for each other.
Nah,
You
yeah.
tell me.
Shit. Motherfucker steals my damn coffee.
And your marker.
Word. If that's not a therapy office, I don't know what the fuck it is. No, but yeah, I mean, the that stigma, being a man ain't gonna change, but that whole hiding shit and dealing with shit yourself, that needs to change.
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is the pressures that people grew up with 30, 40 years ago are completely different from the pressures that we grew up with now. You know, that, yeah, they had the draft and the crack pandemic and all that, and shit wasn't easy, but it's like we're literally fighting wars on every front, bro. We survived the fucking attack on the Trade Center, the fucking pandemic, the fucking almost another recession.
Yep.
Well, we used to, in my lifetime, I think there was 2 recessions. Fucking the war on men and women, the war on drugs, the stop and frisk. We don't have enough money to fucking pay rent, let alone have a house. You know, we're in a situation where, as a man, it's almost you have to be a stepfather. You know, we're being judged by shit that we have no control over.
Yeah.
And before, that judgment wasn't the judgment wasn't loud enough to be heard, because it didn't matter who you were. Everyone had a shot at shit. Now we're so separated. We're so in our own cliques that it's difficult to breathe without being associated with somebody.
Yeah. It's such a
And
division that it's like we try to push just even more, you know?
yeah, and to try to make it and still be considered a man in our father's eyes or in our grandfather's eyes, the way he was raised, is difficult, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
It's difficult because it's like I'm trying my fucking best. We're all trying our fucking best, and I'm not in the position my father was in when he was my age. It's almost impossible for me to be in the position that he was in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you allow that pressure to build up on you, nigga, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, man. No, and that's what I said. It's like and a lot of it is that mental turmoil too that creates it even more. It creates that more of a thought process into it, more of a breakdown into it. That it's like if you let that win, it's over. Yeah, because you start to go so much into another side of things that depression is a fucking motherfucker, man. Yo, show you good?
Yeah, I'm good. This phone be, if you move something, it'll pop me out. But I'm back.
Got you, got you. All good, all good. Just wanted to make sure.
Depression. I heard you though. Depression is no joke. I've been depressed before. I could admit it. I've been to therapy before. Uh it's pretty good. I mean, it's if you look past the fact that you're paying somebody to actually listen to you, so they are supposed to listen to you, then you can actually just be free and talk. Or they'll try to reach, or they'll try to find what it is that's bothering you. But it was nice. It was good. Depression, like I said, depression is it's no joke. I do want to put that disclaimer to everybody listening. If you're ever depressed, you can always come here and let's speak to us. We are always available to talk and listen.
Yep. We've said that multiple times on here every time we get a chance. If you guys ever feel like that is the one thing. As much as we bullshit on here and all that, this is a safe space to again, if you need to share, if you want to reach out to one of us, our socials are always in the description down below. Like again, we've all gone through our own battles with mental health. Still going through it now. I speak with a therapist every week. Um
There you go.
and it's still a battle, man. It's still a battle. There's still things like I said, unfortunately, because of not dealing with problems appropriately,
Mm-hmm.
there's still battles I have to deal with now. And hey, it's a day by day, but definitely in a lot better place than I was yesterday in a sense. That's the best way I could put it, you know?
Don't feel weird, Ray. We all go through it where we don't know how to. I guess we don't know how to handle stuff.
No, you know what it is, and that's why I could say I'm definitely in a better place because now it's not as weird anymore. You know, to me, it's like that's why I'm saying like I can talk about more shit than I used to. Because bro, back in like a while back, I wouldn't be able to want to open up about anything. Yo, to be able to do the conversations we've had on here, it would have been a boring podcast because I would be like this.
Yeah,
Because that was me when it comes to a lot of this shit.
but it makes you a ticking time bomb, bro.
And that's what I'm dealing with now. Because unfortunately, that was me for the longest, and now I'm dealing with unfortunately the consequence of not wanting to at least open up in a sense, you know. So
Well, I have a hidden talent for making people open up. I've actually, on more than one occasion, and I'm proud of this, I've actually had a woman confess to me and tell me what she wanted to eat.
yo,
You know how
I
difficult women
really
are.
I can't wait for the next relationship I'm in because I'm a fucking steal. I saw this on TikTok the other day. I'm like, I want to see if this shit works. Next time you're with your girl and you don't want to deal with the argument of like, so what do you actually want? Be like, guess where I'm taking you today, and see if they actually respond. Whatever they fucking respond first. How did you know? There you go.
And now we at the steakhouse.
Hey,
Cause you know,
whatever they said, you
they're
said
gonna
it.
say that. They're gonna be like, "Oh, we gonna get sushi?" Like, yeah, they're gonna be at the sushi spot, and we're gonna be like, I didn't really want sushi today, but because you said you was taking me here, I said okay.
That probably could happen too. But again, that's a problem you deal with at according time.
Word.
But Show's phone is basically telling us
Yep.
it's time to take it home. Apparently, so
Word. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
yep.
big news.
Ooh.
Normal guy, because you're always here and everybody else watching. This Thursday, we have an ex guest of Respect the Craft. And I'm going to let Ray say his name because it's part of the contract that Ray says people's names as a guest on Wrestling with Knuckleheads this Thursday at 9:00. Who we got,
Yeah.
Ray?
So, like Toe said, my guest from this week. Now we're gonna have him this week on Wrestling with Knuckleheads Thursday night at 9 p.m. Join us on 7-Eleven because we're gonna have to feast our eyes on Donovan Dijak. So the king of the ratio makes his way to the Knuckleheads. We're gonna have a good time. Tune in. It's gonna be fun.
it ain't gonna be like no podcast he's ever had before. I can guarantee it, and y'all can too, cause you know how we do. Write that shit down, no more guys going in our mixtape.
And there you go, y'all. Again, we'll talk to y'all. We'll be back on Monday because I don't know if we're gonna do one tomorrow because it's Money in the Bank, and I don't think we want to go against Money in the Bank. But yeah. Till then, see y'all Monday, and peace, everybody.
Yeah, it's your friendly neighborhood Nukkle.